credits. We don't want the credits, so people are seeing us live here. But we're going to play our intro, and we'll be really live here in 1 second.
Mute myself.
And we are live here at the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neil.
And this is Annabelle Lecter.
And we're joined by Jaime Hill of Skinamarink and a lot of other cool things. It's very cool to have you here.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. It was rounding up my weekend, like my week. I've had a very busy week. I got to go to my first HorrorCon. So,
where did you go?
In Calgary, Alberta, because I'm up in Canada. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. The whole Skinamarink family went.
That's excellent.
It was very exciting to meet people and, just talk about their thoughts on the meaning.
I know it's not Skinamarink us talking about it yet, but you're on this topic of conventions, and so many people in the horror world, like fans, do go to them. And sometimes the people the people involved in movies who've never been before are kind of like, what am I getting into? What are these people going to be like? Are they going to be cool? Are they going to be weird? Are they going to be like stalkers? What am I getting into? I don't know if you had those thoughts of any kind, but your experience with the fans, what was that like? Meeting people who are fans is a big thing.
It was huge. And it was even bigger for, so Ross is the dad of Lucas. And it was big to see Lucas grow as a little man, because he's now almost 9.
Oh, wow.
And then Dali was younger. She's almost, I think she's 10 now, 11. It was nice to see the two of them just flower.
Yeah.
And that can show you how much it's like a family.
Yeah.
Right. It whether it's horror and it's something that you just think would be like an old-fashioned doll and someone's changed it slightly to look scary, from any kind of movie, any kind of scary thing you've seen on TV that someone makes is going to be around. And then you also meet people that are in movies that people start to recognize, and Skinamarink family was asked to go. And, the kids running up to their first photo op was really exciting to see too. And it felt like a big family event. So if anyone was going there and never been to one, and I had never been to one. So yeah, I was like, what? But I went to conventions before, but I was still not sure, like a horror convention. It was even better because I knew that it was going to be all horror stuff, and I knew I was going to like that. I've seen multiple things in the States. The States seem to have so many more things. I can't wait to just travel around and hang out and see all these places and travel the States. I'm in Canada, and there's some horror conventions, but it seems so much it's very broad in the States. So I'll be getting down in there eventually.
Yeah. So did the whole Skinamarink family know each other? All the actors and the director. Did you all know each other before making the movie?
We did. So first, Kyle Ball contacted me. Oh, my husband's home.
We like animals.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad, because that could have gotten a very loud Pomeranian. So Kyle kind of knew me on Facebook as one of the people in the Edmonton community that's an indie actor. And I kind of got typecast as a mom.
Huh?
So I got asked to be another mom. And, sure, let's see. And it
very different mom. A different kind of film.
Very different mom.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was very eager to sign the NDA and see what the script was. Mm-hmm. So I eagerly did that, and we talked about mental health, because I'm a big advocate for mental health, and the movie has certain topics that you can consider mental health. And that's why I took the opportunity in this film, because it can be painful for certain things to happen to you when you're young, and it can cause trauma. And that's what I really wanted to show, that things can happen in one's life. Even a child, you don't know, you just leave them in their room by themselves and don't go back in there. You just tell them to go to bed. Well, that was like a wives thing, old wives' tale, and that's how you did it in the past. And that scared a lot of kids. A little baby wants to see their parent. Anyways, mental health and Kyle and the script, had to say yes. I met Kyle. I helped out other students at NATE, which is the school in Alberta here. I had fun just volunteering and, playing their roles in their school assignments. And that's how I met Ross. Ross was on a set of a different one. It was a school assignment, but not Kyle's. It was previous to that, and I met Ross, and both his boys were there, and I played a mom on this little Turtles commercial. Oh, it was a lot of fun. We hit it off, so I always remembered them. Ross was now like my kid brother. So these two little boys, I'm thrilled to have them in my life. It's been like almost 3 years. So it's nice to see them grow, and they change over. They're so much more confident, and that's the nice part about it.
So I think, Neil Jones.
No, you go on.
I was going to say now to just get into, here we are with Skinamarink. I can't imagine anybody that watches, listens to the show has not heard of, if not seen. I mean, this movie was, I know everybody in the horror community that I interacted with was talking about it. Like, everybody was deciding, what does it mean? How does it make them feel? All these different things. It was really amazing how much conversation there was about this, and how people were feeling like it was hitting them, like back in their childhood, and really feeling that. And so, would you be willing, though, to kind of give like a synopsis, an overview of Skinamarink?
Yeah, the one then other than what's on IMDb.
Right. Well, yeah.
So it is. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to be clicking anything. Give me 2 seconds. The IMDb talks about the two kids being in their house. Yes, they're in a house. Yeah, the whole film takes place in the house. It's got to do with the little boy and the little girl. They are the main characters of this film. I know. Experimental film. I don't know. There's all these different terms. I'm in my 40s. It's something that made people feel something. That's all I want to do. So if people loved it, then this is Skinamarink just showing people that it's okay to feel feelings. The people that didn't feel much stuff didn't dig deep enough into memories that and thoughts of you can feel what those little kids feel. And if you put yourself there, you will feel stuff. But if you've had more of a guarded life and you won't let yourself feel those things, you won't feel them as much. I think that's what it comes down to. The movie just sort of I called it a movie now. It may not be long enough to be a movie. It could have been a short. I agree on that. But the drawn out time, it was the best part of keeping you in there and drawing you in, watching and waiting and watching. And it worked at all the right times because I scared myself. So the jump scares that were there, they worked.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another thing. That's what people like.
You
I
mentioned. I don't want to interrupt you. Then you mentioned, it's an experimental film. Do you call it a movie? All these things. So when you actually read the script, what does the script look like? Because it is, it's a very unusual movie. It's unique. So I'm, there's not really much dialogue. So what is the actual? How does the script read when you're going over it?
Kyle's script read as what he saw was going to be in the room, what the kids said. It's a true script.
Mm-hmm.
And we each have one with notes and just evolution of the what he wanted to have. After we talked about what he wanted in the scenes and looking at the script and just reading it over and just putting yourself in that place, doing some diligence to how the role is going to be played and reading this script, you got to read the whole script, and then you really got to think about what these characters are going to do. The kids, the way Kyle used the ADR, just recording all of us at the end and then putting it in when he needed it, I think he made it sound kind of cool. So that's the whole time, which is like 90 minutes, 100 minutes of children, mostly their point of view, whispering. Usually a quiet scene. I can't promise it's not always going to be a quiet scene. However, it's tension building the entire thing, and it builds and builds and builds. And over that moment in time, and the jump scares appear, and the TV is a central object that these children surround themselves around. And I did that. I had only 3 channels when I grew up, and we all sat there in the morning with our cartoons. And we weren't allowed up all night, but we would watch TV until we were allowed to. We would even make forts. So these kids have a couch, and they bundle down and get their toys, especially Legos, because Kyle tried to make it back in the 90s. So it's very nostalgic, which leads to the name. It was just nostalgia, meaning like Skinamarink is something nostalgic from our past in Canada. Sharon Lewis and Bram was a song, and it's not actually from them, but it got big because of them. So the nostalgia that we have in the film comes from the cartoons that Kyle chose to put on the film.
I don't think there's a kindergarten in, well, at least where I'm from, where they didn't sing the Skinamarink song.
Really? Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Kyle really wanted to include old things.
Yeah.
Especially like the Mickey cartoons and like old cartoons that he found. It was a VCR tape that his parents had got him. I think we all had them. There was always these dollar bin VCR tapes that we would get for our kids. And I still have some of my old tapes from like the 90s.
Mhm.
So it was a lot of fun to be in that space. Like his parents let us use their house, and it was amazing to be in that space because some of their house is older. So that's why the stairway looks like it is. And he just put all the pieces together the right way. The movie kind of carries on building tension, introduces a Skinamarink. Nobody really sees it for a while until you actually do see a couple things like a hand. Um, I'm not going to spoil anything else, but like those jump scares, that's what scared me. I scared myself. I knew it was going to come. So I think that's what made it so popular and so big. I can't say it's much else of that little idea of what the movie says is it is a bunch two kids running around in their house.
Mhm.
Yes, this Skinamarink does some crazy ass things. But when you're a little kid and you're creative and your mental health is not even addressed, and when you grow up in the 90s, that was not addressed. So it was very hard for children to grow up and not feel some kind of pain. So I like the process that he took to finally teach the kids. Skinamarink sort of gets more um, prominent in the show in the end, and things happen. So this is a long period of time that goes by, even though it's 100 minutes. There's some days and days that pop up. That was an interesting concept too. All the concepts are wonderful. I love reading them all. And there's thousands now of what people think everything's about. And
So I
Kyle
was
will never
wondering
tell
about
you.
that. So all these different people, and you're talking about mental health and what it meant to you. Did everybody on set think about this in the same way? Like I could see there being that's what I was wondering. Did people have their own ideas about what the meaning was and what the value was for them? That's really interesting.
Everyone. I have a nursing, bachelor of science in nursing from the east side of Canada. And, I always worked in mental health. So it's always been my thing to help people get through their days. Like say I worked as like a psychiatric aide instead of, I didn't become a nurse. You couldn't work with people. Nowadays, as a nurse, you're stuck in the office, and I didn't want to do that.
Running
I
around.
wanted to go beside people on their bedside and make sure they get up in the morning because they've had someone to communicate with them, because that's really what the person needs. Whatever comes. And I was just a real cool psych aide.
Mhm.
So
I'm
that
a
changed.
counselor myself. That's my
Yeah, well, we are all our own psych aides, right? We have to make sure we're all, getting our butt up there. And sometimes once your mental health falls apart, or say you're a child, you don't even know what to do about it. That's what happens. It just sort of spirals around. So the film kind of has those kind of topics. It's very dark. It's a lot of blue and shadows and corners, and there are spots and times when there's things in the dark. Uh, Sometimes they pop out at you, or sometimes they make a loud noise like a phone, which I actually have my own phone now because I had to purchase one of those, which I love
Use
too,
your
which
price
was
phones. Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember those from the old
actually made in Canada. Yep.
yeah.
So that's a fun thing. It's just things in the film that are nostalgic that pop up in this movie that just tell the story. And like the movies, a lot about what's in the TV. If you watch the TV cartoons, there's certain things that happen and kind of tell you some foreshadowing. But not everybody knows that old history of those cartoons, and they won't really understand it until the hands making something invisible, and then all of a sudden something becoming invisible in one of the children. It tried to foreshadow like that. So it's throughout the film if you watch it carefully.
I feel like I've noticed that there is a very, I'm not all of them, but there is a very young, like, whatever this, I'm now older. So I don't know what the hell this new generation is, but these young kids and whippersnappers, they seem like they're very into this movie. There was like, yeah, I think a huge audience that was like in the late teens, early 20s range.
I agree. And I think it's because this generation has parents that help them know what they're feeling, and they help them know what anxiety is more, and they help them experience things. And that's what helps with anxiety when they're young, is you show someone how to do something and it goes away so much. So you're able to feel. And I think without the experience, it that causes a fear. So that's how some people look at the film, and some people can't see it the same. I think that this age category can really relate, because they're starting to understand, if I feel like this, I love life, but I can't get off the couch. I don't care. I don't care, but you really did care. But it can happen. That's what depression is. So, if that's was wrong in the family, there's all these theories. So I love them all. They're quite interesting.
Yeah. How early on did you know like that it was going to get a theatrical release? Because
I did know. No, they went to Fantasia. I didn't even know. So they went to Fantasia. They got everything from Shudder at Fantasia, and it was a secret for a while. It was really exciting to find out when it did pop out. And I wasn't allowed to say anything just yet. I had to wait for everything to pop out. But Kyle was finally allowed to tell everyone, like us. So it was really cool to find out Shudder. I don't watch Shudder because I have to pay for it, and I would rather not. I can't be bothered to try to pay for that and pay for my house up here. So I get to go buy it soon, because it just came out in
yeah,
DVD.
it has a physical release coming out, which is exciting.
It just came out on the 20th. So
nice. All right.
it's out.
2 days ago.
Will come out in VCR.
Really?
Oh, really?
Excellent.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
which is
very
thrilling, because I'm glad that's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It would even be cool for someone like me. I could, it looks good up on your on display. But honestly, that probably would even work on watching it on VHS.
Yeah, the filters he used, which are after, and which was really neat to learn about, because I've worked behind the scene. I love being a PA and learning everything. So DOP and helping with any kind of the gear and the lighting. The way they, Jamie McCrae was the DOP, and the way Kyle and Jamie sat behind me and discussed what they wanted with the camera, and moved back and forth to figure out what height would a kid be at. And we took our time, but we followed the script. What could I say about it just flowed. The mental health feeling is what I feel. Ross, he could feel something different. He just knows his little boy is now in this house. That's scary. And he knows that he sits on the bed too. We're just some parents that sit on the bed. So you got to make your movie, that film, about what you think it is, because everybody does have a slightly different idea.
There's a good question over in the chat. Yes, that's the one. Jamie asking, or Adrian asking Jamie, if you think it's a more immersive experience to be in the big theater in the dark with others, or to be in that, the potentially claustrophobic space of being at home watching it.
I had fun at the theater. We all got to meet up and go to like our Metro Theater. The Garneau Theater in Edmonton is a great old piece of history. And that's where we all go to watch our indie films here.
Yeah.
And to get to see myself up there again and sell out the house, like the whole thing sold out, it felt cool.
Yeah.
So the whole stage, the sound, the darkness, and everybody's sounds as they breathe and they gasp or they scream or they walked out and said, what the it happened. You hear everything. But The jump scares did scare everybody at least. Uh, it
I
was
honestly
fun.
think that's the best. As long as people are reacting in some way, is better than people who are just like, whatever.
That's a
If it's a
film.
very negative or a positive reaction.
Yeah, Kyle and I have said the same thing, and I agreed with him that these are about making people feel something,
It's a memorable movie, whether you liked it or not.
right? Yeah,
It
Yeah.
is
it
very
does.
original. It really,
It's
I've
very
never
original.
seen anything
Yeah.
like it. So
So so you didn't get to go see. You didn't go to Fantasia yourself when it played.
No, no, that was far away. Uh, Kyle went with Edmund. He's like one of the executive producers. They're my friends. Like I just got to spend the whole weekend over at the con with them, and it's like having a family now. So they went. I didn't know. They didn't know. They just went and they won.
that's wonderful.
Yeah, and apparently did very well because that's where and I've been saying on the show, both of us, Terrifier 2 and Skinamarink are two movies I think that have been beneficial to independent filmmakers because both of them have given other filmmakers like a chance, like, oh, my movie might actually get a theatrical release now.
Yes, yes. I love the empowerment it's given the world because in my mental health point of view too, you got to think you can do it, and you can just put your foot there and pivot it when you need to. But filmmakers can make a film, just make it. We have phones now that are amazing. Can you imagine what they did in the past? It was much harder, and now you could make something that you want and show people what you want.
Yeah, you
Show
can
show
edit it on
some
your
feelings.
computer, and
You
yeah,
can do it yourself, and there's some brilliant people out there working together, and this Edmonton world is just now expanding worldwide because of the internet. So everyone's meeting everyone, and
Mhm.
uh, it's been a blend of everything now. Because that's Ross is in Red Deer. He's not even near me in Edmonton. So Kyle asked, like, I need a kid. I need a dad. I had someone in mind because I worked with them. So that's how Kyle got introduced to them, and they came into the movie when we don't see each other a lot. I didn't even see them when they were filming. It was a different day,
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
and
has
then it
Lucas seen?
blended together, and
Mhm.
it became a movie.
Yeah, has Lucas seen the movie? Is it? I don't know if he's
Mm,
allowed to watch it or.
We had Lucas and Rylan, and also the little girl, mostly outside the theater. There's a nice place to sit, so we hung out with them at times. But their mom was there to hang out with them, and Ross would come and go. So I got to see it in the theater, and Ross just made sure the kids had fun. They were there for questions and everything for later. So made it fun that way. But they did run in at one point, and they actually saw something that scared them, and it they ran out. So Ross and his the mom had to really have a discussion with the kids, like, this is makeup and this is that, because they're young.
You
Mhm.
mentioned mental health a few times, which I think is important, and I think sometimes people overlook. They think horror is just about people getting killed and all these things, but a lot of genre horror, science fiction are about other things, about social commentary, political commentary, or something important, and you can tell stories through the horror genre that are about something more than just a mass killer.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Which is Skinamarink was my wonderful breakout film. But I've been working with an indie family with Higher Universe Pictures for the last 5 years. We've worked on a movie Grotesque, and now we're filming Grotesque 2. That family is a horror comedy family. There's a lot of mental health in there. Um, like I said, family, it's been a journey, especially with COVID coming and going and trying to film and fundraise. It's been fun days and hard days and long days. And, I'm glad it pays off because the music that goes along with even Grotesque, Casually Suicidal, Elizabeth Chamberlain, she helped, she wrote this song. Brandon Reines asked her to use it for his movie. she plays Mildred. She's the girl in the front, which I tagged before the show.
Oh,
And that you can actually watch Grotesque One now. It's on Tubi and stuff.
yeah. I was
Oh,
going to
nice.
mention it's on
Yeah.
TV, and it's very cool that you have the sequel coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, more mental health.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I don't want I don't want you to have to pat yourself on the back, but I do think your involvement will help the sequel get made because the success of Skinamarink.
I hope so. I hope so because those individuals really deserve to have their films made. Whether it's Elizabeth doing the acting and all the there's so many other great actors, a lot of comedic improv actors up here that I just love doing other improv work with because it just make you laugh. And there's the other part of mental health. I crack everybody up on set. I'm like that class clown, PA. Yeah, I used to feed everybody too. But and my buddy Daryl Flowers, he's my new PA for them, and I'm going to be off and traveling. I can't wait to come back and see Grotesque too because we're almost done the filming, but we still need to phrase more to make it look even better.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And what are the plans? I don't know if you're the person to ask. What are the plans to do with Grotesque 2? Will it do festivals or do you know?
I'm not sure what Brandon will do. You will definitely have to get to know Brandon Reines from Higher Universe Pictures. He's made many, many other films, and I've made them a couple with them. Even my giggling, as I kind of sound a little girly once in a while, and he used my giggle in something called "I'm Haunted," which is something on YouTube. I'll put the tag down there.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of little mini clips in a series of Elizabeth playing a young lady that's being tortured by something in her house. And well, I make a giggling sound, so that's what I can say there. Started out called the Giggling Girl and working with these guys and making other films. It's been a lot of fun to have Brandon evolve my character as I've become more involved. Because the girl I play, Nina, in the first one, he evolved her character for me just because I like being a little quirky. I like making my voice sound fun, and I have some disabilities, so I can't keep up and run. I've never run. If Mildred ever came behind me running after me, I'd be screwed. So the film he added, I didn't die that way. I die a different way, which is actually one of my fears. So you'll have to watch,
Yeah.
see how I died because I had to think about it a lot
Wow.
because it's actually a fear of mine.
Yeah. Talk about mental health. If you have to, as someone in acting, and put yourself in these places, and if it's something that's feels like trauma-y-ish, and trying
It's
to like
very important to have someone on set. Even there's mental health people on set. There's different rules whether you're in the States and Canada.
Yeah.
We always talk about I will too. I will talk about mental health on sets, no matter what set I'm on. So if there's something, that's how I get ready for something like that. You really have to adjust yourself and think about what it is, what could happen, what you could go through, how do you deal with those feelings, and then you talk it out with your person after, and that's how I think putting yourself into a character that's going to feel some kind of feelings to make others feel that deeply. You, as long as you can address your feelings and understand why you put your body there and your feelings there, but it's only in a film. It's not believed like but it becomes so believable as long as you can think about the way feelings can actually feel. Sounds so tacky that way, but it's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you were always a horror movie fan?
I've liked horror movies for quite some time. Yeah. Gosh, Poltergeist was one of my favorites. Yeah, just that's
So you were really
scary.
young.
Chucky. I was scared of Chucky.
Yeah.
I still love Chucky. Any of the Halloween, which I got to see Mike Myers in Calgary. So it was just really cool. Any Leatherface, which I saw too. It's just amazing to see like Freddy Krueger. Like he was. Oh, I didn't want to go to sleep when I was young. His film made me feel. So those scary things were fun. And I've always kind of liked scaring. I used to scare my brother all the time. I'd jump out at my brother and scare him. It, it was just sort of my thing. I thought it was funny. Now I just scare people either on film. I used to scare people as a scare actor in a
Oh, like
haunted
at
a
haunts?
yearly on yeah a yearly haunt. Rutherford Manor Haunted House was going for like 12 years. It was wonderful.
Did you have a
There were so
character?
many characters. I
Yeah.
had a few. I had a few. I played the first year. I played like a witch, and
Mhm.
I actually have a clip of me. I'll tag that because it's only a
Yeah, we
short
would
clip.
love to see it.
Yeah, I can cackle like a
Maybe,
witch.
yeah.
Nice.
So another one I played was the nun. So I look very, very serious.
Hmm.
Wear really cool makeup. Then I play a little girl, which
Mm.
is really funny. She's quite the quirky little thing with pigtails. So there's some really a big range of characters, And I got to work the line on the last year that we were working, and the line was miles. It
Oh,
went all the way around the community.
wow.
We had over 10,000 people come that weekend.
Wow.
It was amazing, and it was all for the food bank
Oh,
That's
and the animal rescue. None of
what's
yeah.
us
that
do it for
experience
any
like? You
reason.
know, obviously, if you make a movie, you don't know if you're scared of anybody till you watch it with people. But at the haunt, it's right there, visceral,
Very
with them.
much.
So, what's that experience
Hearing the
like?
screams across the land.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. As they like jump or duck out
Hmm.
of the way, and hopefully not like knock the wall, because I also did that with my husband, and we would play off each other when we could, and he would sneak out, and sometimes they would actually knock into the walls and knock the wall. Where
Oh,
Preston, one of the big guys in there, he would come and fix it up. And Hugh and Tress, that was at their home, so he would get his tools out and make sure it was safe.
mhm.
And then everybody was in costume, and we
Yeah.
were all like a family with that, because they started fundraising for like school events.
Yeah.
It just went to the Goodwill after, and how can I say no?
Yeah.
How can I say no?
I
So
brought Neil to our local one, and they were for SPCA, which was
Yeah.
really,
yes,
it's really
Haunted
cool.
Overload.
Yeah, Haunted Overload. So it was so good.
good. I'm
Um,
glad you liked it.
yeah, wonderful. And it is great that they're doing something that they love. You know this feeling. They're getting into this thing that they love. I know all these people were volunteers because I was going to volunteer one year. And they're just doing it like most of these people probably have a regular day job, and they're finding this time for how many weeks? This one is at least 3 weeks, and they figure it out and make it happen.
Yeah, about 3 weeks. We used to do it on the weekends for
Yeah.
the like
Yeah.
most of October, and then it cut down a little bit. It was the one year for COVID. We had no scare actors except for, say, Hugh and Therese at their home, with Preston being one of the main characters, and they built a beautiful set, which is on YouTube too. It won awards because it was so neat looking. We all ended up there anyways, the actors,
Mhm.
because we just love each other so much. We
Mhm.
all dressed up and went and said hello, and did our COVID friendly photo shoot, and saw each other for that year, even though we didn't work together because we just couldn't scare people, and it didn't work that way. It wasn't safe.
Is this
But
place continuing on now post COVID?
they
Oh,
might just slightly with just them,
yeah.
but yeah, the most of, maybe not all characters are pretty much going to retire.
Wow.
But there is a Rutherford universe I would love to bring to life. There's a TV series that can happen with a pilot already, and there's a board game we're in.
Oh, really?
I changed my picture on Facebook, and it's got me all scratched up, and that's my board game card. And if we wanted to make the stuff in China,
Mhm.
so we've been kind of holding on that.
Mhm.
And but if I could make that game, that was fun. We got to play the game, and I'm in the game. My whole family's in the game.
That's very
And
cool.
then that whole indie film, and it built a big community in Alberta, which
Mhm.
is like the filming community in Alberta is amazing. So it's been fun.
Yeah,
no
both
matter what
Annabelle and I are
topic.
big board card game
Oh yeah,
fans, so I'd be very into this. Both of us.
definitely.
It was a big board game. It's a lot of fun. You have to draw people into the Rutherford Manor. Then you
A lot
gotta,
of people really successfully doing crowdfunding to get their games made, like very successfully
That's
doing
true.
crowdfunding to get games made.
the board. It's made. It's all made and
Oh,
ready.
nice.
We just need someone to help us fund the other pieces and have it made. It was just cheaper to do it in China, so we just sort of waited.
Mhm.
But Preston, Preston Iwaziak in Edmonton, he may want to do that. Man with a cane. So I've always told him I'd love to, share that board game because my whole family would sit around the table, we'd play it.
That's awesome.
Mm.
Love it.
So the festival, the convention in Canada, are you going to plan to do more of those?
Oh, I hope so. So I'm talking to Edmonton Expo already. That happens in September, which I've been to before with Rutherford Manor
Oh, nice.
as a haunt actor still. So I have that picture on Facebook too. Edmonton Expo let Rutherford Manor have one whole side. We shared it with our artist, Jamie Pruden. He also had that whole corner in Theater Garage was our makeup and all of the clothes.
Mm.
We were all in that whole wall in Edmonton Expo, and it was great. We had a little walk through haunt, and then it kind of stopped because of COVID. So I'm looking forward to going back. I don't know. Maybe I'll have a character by then. I have a couple movies in mind. Once the advertising comes out for them, and I could actually sort of show that character, it would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens by September. It seems to be going by faster and faster. I can't believe it's June already. So next year, I hope to be in the
June too.
Oh, yeah. I want to be in the States by next year, but next year
Nice.
also means Christmas is coming already. And I'm not even ready for Christmas to even think about that. So I'll enjoy my summer because it just became summer and
The time
enjoy
will
any
come.
kind of conventions. There's some conventions in the summer, but it seems more September, October for horror stuff. Oh, I hope I'm swamped. And then
Yeah.
November, I'm going to be in a theater sort of production where I'm playing a role, and I'll share more about that once they announce who I am.
Are you a mom?
No,
Oh, congratulations.
I'm a vampire.
Ooh,
Oh, interesting.
not a vampire mom. I don't know if I've seen Vampire Mom.
That's true. I'm not sure either.
That would be a fun move, by the
Yeah.
way.
Something
But
to have.
I've been a vampire before with Preston in a different thing because Preston now makes films and movies with Brimstone Picture with David and Neil, and I'm in that Boneyard Races with them, dancing with my husband. My husband's dressed as Frankenstein, and I'm a vampire. It was fun,
Fun.
Then that's kind of what evolved from Haunt, and we got to put our really fancy car in there too because we have a muscle car that we like to drive around.
Sweet. What's your car?
Oh, we have a Camaro, a 2014 Camaro,
Oh,
which, it goes really fast. I let Jim drive. It's a standard. And sit back, hold on. It's got really nice hot seats when you need it. And, it's been really nice lately out here. So,
what's your
other
color?
than some fires.
What color is this? I'm trying to picture it in my mind.
It's like a metallic bluey purple.
Like a flake or just
Yeah, it depends how you look at it. So it could look black or blue.
it's very cool.
It's very pretty. And we had a Mustang that was similar, and we would put it in the another film that we did.
Adrian wants to know, can you tell us anything about Markings of Murder Project?
Oh, Markings of Murder is coming out. Hot Shot Films. We made that a couple of years ago. We just put the trailer out, and that's made by my buddy Jarvis. And that team is another great team that, again, Elizabeth is in. She's an amazing artist, and Edmonton just chomps her up because she's so good. So she always gets those cool roles that make you feel, because she certainly makes you feel what she goes through in this film. Markings Against Murder kind of gives it away. There's somebody's going to die. There's a family. She's married to Griffin Cork, which is another local actor I started working with. And now, years later, 5 years or so, watching him just take off too. They're traveling and acting in bigger films. Marking of Murder is coming out soon. I can't wait to see it because of the way it's filmed. It has another color tone in it. If you watch the trailer, it's really red and black. I really like how it's made, and how the DOP put different colors in there for Jarvis, and the way it's going to come out is scary. I play one little role. I usually have something in there because I like being a PA for my pals. I like making sure they eat. I have an Instant Pot. I like making big, whatever chili or vegetable sauce, and it's been fun feeding them. And they give me a little role, and it's fun. They gave me a nurse one, which I've kind of done with the education, so I have my scrubs from the psych aid stuff. Oh, throw that on and come on over. Oh, sure. So Markings of Murder, there's another mental health thing. You're right. Horror really has to do with what people go through when they're young and the generational trauma that comes from their parents and their family before that. Your genes are what happens to you and what you are, what you eat. So as you evolve as a person over the generations, and you can actually come out with some kind of mental health disorder that you don't even understand because of just things that have happened to you in your past and when you were young. And these movies are clearly what could happen. Same with Art the Clown. Art the Clown. I can't wait to meet Art the Clown.
Yeah, David. He's very nice guy.
I'm looking forward to that. Going around to the States, I started chatting on Clubhouse with some of the Art the Clown people before they filmed Art the Clown 2. It was really cool. We're just talking. There's a Clubhouse horror chat, by the way, which it's a house now because they changed that to us. But Clubhouse has been a great way for me to learn anything about horror groups and voiceover, and find people in community. So it's all over the internet. I have Facebook friends. I have mentorship groups on Facebook. Tina M. O'Hara has been my Facebook mentor for 3 years with my entertainment mentorship group. Thank you, Tina. They cheered me on, wanting to be a podcaster and just be this little actor. And I'm a cheerleader, and they call me their cheerleader. And now I get to tell them a couple years later, look, I did it, because a couple of them told me, Eric, just do it. So I did. Eric. There's some good films coming out, and most of them do have Elizabeth Chamberlain and some local other actors with me, which is wonderful because I get to keep working with the good actors. And maybe I'm going to go to Vegas and work with some of them too, because we're all getting kind of popular down there.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It's great.
Yeah. And do you plan on working with Kyle anymore, who made Skinamarink?
Kyle said he would make a script, and if he had something for me, why not see if I fit for it?
Yeah.
So, sure. If he has something, he wants to start writing. I know he's going to start writing something, but I don't think it's going to have anything to do with Skinamarink.
Right. Yeah, it'd be I think it's a odd movie to do like a sequel to. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could, but yeah.
You could. I thought about making my own script.
I think it was announced. Yeah, he's got a new movie after Skinamarink did so well. I think.
He's going to write something. I know that. He said that we could go ahead and write something if we wanted to. My brain has just been going crazy with all the horror friends and writers I have. I think I could make something pretty scary.
Well, I can imagine it kind of being like a Paranormal Activity sort of thing, where they're kind of related. Like there's some core things that are the same. So maybe it's just about kids or people, whomever, and they're in whatever their location is, and whatever this force is this like undefinable force with a very lighting.
Yeah, I want Skinamarink to get out of that house. I want Skinamarink to get out. We could do so much more with Skinamarink if Skinamarink left that house.
Mhm.
And like
Skinamarink
I
is
said, I have lots of
everyone's
ideas.
house. Skinamarink is in everyone's house because
They are. They're in, Skinamarink's in your mind.
exactly. Mhm.
Pepe Potit had posted about mental health struggles real. I'm currently going through one of my battles with severe depression, which
Pepe, keep going. Drink water every day. Sleep when you can, even if it's all day, and ask for help. Because we all go through it. All of our bodies can get to that low level if you don't. You are what you eat. If we don't take care of what we put in, we feel awful. And if our genetics are meant to make it more because our body doesn't create something, just like your pancreas doesn't do something for diabetics, well, you just go get the help and the medicine you need. And diet and exercise, the exercise is what makes your body healthier. So let's just listen to the doctors. They were right. Um, but you have to have someone to talk to. Clubhouse is amazing. Nobody can see you on Clubhouse. You can go talk, and there's Clubhouse rooms that you can talk about anything mental health, and even the horror room because we're there.
Where is that? Where is Clubhouse?
Clubhouse is an app that started on just the iPhone. You had to be invited to it. Now it's an app on both, and Club Deck. You also play it on there. It it's a little picture, an icon of I think two. It's always in black and white. It seems to work really well. It's expanded huge since like COVID. It was huge for COVID. There were so many people online. So if you can find it, I could also find uh, my link there. So you can add me there. It's a lot of fun to talk about any kind of film. There's film rooms where we talk about any film, not just horror films.
It came from the 508. Says I love Skinamarink.
Thank you. It was really cool to meet some young teenagers that love Skinamarink, and they want to play with their phones. Like I'm kind of aging myself, but our cameras were those big clunky things on our shoulders. Now they got those phones. It was great to see these enthusiastic young people wanting to show me what they did and what they want to do and feel inspired, because you always got to find that hope and inspiration. That's what keeps you going.
Right. Like if you watch a MCU movie, like, oh, this is, that's entertaining stuff. But like, I can't go and make the Avengers at my house. But, and I'm not saying that Skinamarink's easy to make, but it's the idea is like, oh, if I have a cool idea, it's something that, is feasible to make.
Yeah. So Kyle made it with 15,000. I believe that's Canadian. We did lots of crowdfunding. Edmund Rotea is Kyle's friend who helped us get started, and then we just started rolling. I had already had mum rolls previous to that, so I went with that and showed my local Edmonton friends where I was going with helping this group of students again, and it expanded so well, and so many more people wanted to help out with it that we got enough to get it done, and Kyle did some great editing. That's right. It is what you can make it. If you have the skill to do it all yourself, that's exhausting though. That's why you want a friend. You want this friend and family and groups. But if you like to edit, then be the editor and
It
the
came from the
director.
508 is a film family.
Yeah, near us and in Massachusetts, and it's a group of filmmakers in Massachusetts who make stuff together. And I think
Cool stuff.
if no matter whoever's listening to this, there's probably somewhere near you some type of community of people who make some type of independent films that you could go and meet and maybe become part of.
Definitely, definitely, there are. I'm finding them in my old hometown even, which makes me wonder if I'm going to go live there part time now, because it's nice and quiet and peaceful. There's film communities everywhere. It's not like the 90s anymore. You can do what you want by connecting through the internet. I got a blue screen. I got green screens. I don't have a sound room anymore. And now I'm just using a booth and renting a booth because I'm going to make a better booth. buy one of those really better booths because
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, even those, I know a lot of people use them for podcasts and stuff. You can get those things, you get them on Amazon where you like put them on the wall to help, for the sound.
Oh
So
yeah,
everything is, reasonable to do it.
reasonable,
Yeah.
reasonable. I'm gonna build a room. I have a big basement, so I'll build a room. And if I don't, then I'll get another room intentionally with the good drywall.
Yeah. I'm in my basement now, actually. I don't always tell
I
you.
love my basement. That's why we got this house. However, it's very big, and I don't think I want to pay for it anymore because it costs so much to rent it, or not to rent it, to pay for the mortgage and to pay for the heat and all that. And I would rather spend my money traveling around.
I hear that. I'm in a very small place, but there's different ways I want to spend that money.
I think it's worth it.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Where would you like to travel that you haven't been to yet?
I want to go to Florida.
Okay.
I only went down the West Coast as a child. So down to Mexico, just to Tijuana and back to Canada. And, I've flown to like Halifax. I've been all the way out there. And I've been to Vancouver. So I've been all the way over, even up to Yellowknife or like Whitehorse. So, I want to drive to Florida if I could. Otherwise, I want to go all the way across. I would love to just have my camper and pull a trailer and retire that way. Just going to conventions even would be wonderful, but not just horror conventions. I really want to advocate for mental health. There's a lot of mental health stuff going around with the conventions. Haunters Against Hate. I met them through our haunted house. Paul Lanner runs Hunters Against Hate. Makes me feel so comfortable. I reached out and now I'm in a couple of his books as a haunter against hate. And I want to go and meet them and prove that, that kind of advocacy can change the world. And Paul's doing a wonderful thing. And, we all have that feeling inside that makes us wonder, I'm no good. But when you have your friends beside you to remind you that that's just your inner mind, you're just a little scared. And Paul Lanner, Hunters Against Hate. I was shy when I was younger, but I became a haunter and I could cackle in people.
I saw that group, Hunters Against Hate, not very long ago. There was some kind of controversy and people were commenting on it. And I was really impressed by how the people running that were like, no. And they just put an end to what was going on and like, this person is goodbye. And it was really impressive to hold each other to account. Like, this group exists for a reason. You can't just say you're a part of it to like say I'm part of this. You have to live it. You have to actually do the things.
And don't be a bully.
Yeah.
Bullies are just people that don't understand their mental health. That's what I think.
I think that's great. And people also they can go get help, and people do not have to withstand the abuse of those bullies. So it's like it's like, that's nice to be very caring about bullies. And at the same time, at what point do you say, I care about this person as a human and they need to go get help and I need to live my life?
Yeah, you take yourself away from the toxic situations, whether it's a bully at school. We have to teach our children how to remove themselves from those situations and what to do when you feel that fear and anxiety when this bully is saying or doing things. That's what it's about when they're young. People used to tease me that my kids were going to be baby lalas because I would talk about mental health. Like, I've asked them why they were crying. That's what happens when you take developmental psychology. You understand, if you talk to someone a certain way, that's good for their mental health in a certain way. Because if you say something, you're reactive, which a lot of parents were reactive in the 90s, it caused a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So teaching further generations, which like we talked about, this generation coming up, they get it. They're getting it. So we'll see how these movies change.
Connection. Like you mentioned the 90s, and there's so much more social connection opportunities now with the internet and networking and people realizing like I can move away if they so choose to be in their community of choice. And that wasn't a thing. Like in the 90s, you were in your town and you like crossed your fingers. There was no map things. There was nothing. You know, you just rolled the dice and hope for the best, or go like, oh, I'm gonna go to LA because I know there's film people there.
Yeah.
So,
I started when I was younger. I started out as an extra when I was 12 on the movie Stay Tuned. Our schools got together and brought us all there to Vancouver and in the Coliseum. John Ritter and Pam Dauber, I love them. I was heartbroken when John Ritter left. I just loved all of his things. I loved comedy, so he really made me want to be funny. And so I went on to doing more acting lessons and like Charles Stewart when I was 15 or so in Vancouver. And then I became a mom and life came on. Because in the 90s, if you weren't in Vancouver, you couldn't get anywhere. Like it just wasn't possible back then. And now it is. I can live anywhere and get a call to audition and there's a chance. So if anyone just take the chance. Right? Roll the dice. Always just take that next step because nothing will be the same. It will always change. You just got to roll that dice and take the next choice. I didn't think I'd be here. I'm 46 and now a grandma. And I get to scare people and talk about mental health and make people laugh for my life now. And I couldn't ask for better. So I'm very happy about that.
That's awesome.
So, what was it that made you want to become an actor?
Well, I don't know if it was a particular show, but like I said, like any kind of comedy show. John Ritter really got me going when I was young. The acting had to do with any kind of comedy. So I became a good little improv actor. And like, growing up in the 90s, you know, I learned a lot of stuff in my classes. And then I just took it with me and, you know, lived my life, went to nursing school, kind of blended the whole thing together and practiced, you know, practiced emotions, learned emotions, finally got my diagnosis for ADHD, which I knew I had for many years. I got it maybe 6 months back. My kids, both kids have that diagnosis, but, and I knew how to help because I learned it and I did that. And I've helped everyone my whole life try to use that background in history to, you know, find some way to make people laugh. I've always tried to make my friends laugh. And now I found out I could go on like YouTube and, you know, local friends, Nordic Media, Chew on This. I did 4 episodes with them. We did one about Smurfs. And like in the 90s, I had a Smurf record.
I had the color.
You'll have to look at the clip. Yeah, it's on YouTube. 4 episodes. The Smurf one was just a blast. It's very much comedic. Ellie is our host, and we have a beaver who is a puppet who talks to us. So getting to make people laugh, and then, you know, then getting into Rutherford and doing more practicing and getting to know people. I evolved once I turned 40 and became an empty nester. My kids they're in their 20s now. So I had to figure out something to do that was for me. And I knew I was putting off acting for a while because I was going to go be a mom. Mm-hmm. So now it's my turn. And I took that turn. Just voiceover and acting and then scare actor. I didn't think scare actor would show up, but that's really cool. It's now my goal. Voiceover has always been a goal. Mm-hmm. I like making different voices. I copy a lot of voices. I'll parrot things. When I learn a script, I will use a app that will help me listen to my voice over and over and over. And it just helps me by echoing things. Mm-hmm. And when I do that on set, you know, making a comedy show is much easier because you know people are going to laugh at that. I wouldn't want to do that.
But I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't want to be like, perform now, but I'm really curious about these voices.
Okay, well, how about I show you Penelope first before I
All right.
cackle? Because the cackle might hurt.
We don't want you to hurt yourself.
I do want to share the Colleen the Conqueror quote.
Yeah, it was.
Neil can pop that up there because she is a mom who's around a lot and is pretty fantastic. So
I'm very proud of that too. I really try to help a lot of families around. Um, this is Penelope. Penelope is Sarah Silverman, which I can't wait to meet. She played on Wreck-It Ralph, and well,
wow.
I also have a puppet. I don't want to just scare people. I want to make people laugh. And well, Penelope is similar to what I sound like, and I'm just gonna learn how to make people laugh with Penelope sounding like me, right? Well, I think so. So I can jump in and out of Penelope really quickly. Mm-hmm. She's just right here. She lives up in my face. So, I want to go teach young kids about mental health. Or even working in nursing, I love going and speaking to seniors. So any kind of advocacy I can do. And acting is just a side gig for me now. I have some scary movies that could come. If a couple a year would be great, but the conventions and the advocacy where I can talk and help some kids or adults, anybody with any of the umbrella of autism spectrum, it's just a big umbrella. I feel so accepted now, and I understand. I knew I was quirky, and I knew that I loved to make people happy, but now I understand, and I think everybody deserves to understand why. So Penelope is going to help with that. The witch, I really do hope I could become a role with a witch. I'm really going to move my mic over here. Oh, yeah. If you have a headset on, you don't want to do that. Ready?
Yes.
Sometimes I would pee my pants when I did that.
That was very impressive.
Queen, you're the evil laugh queen.
It was fun. So I did that, and Preston said, sure, you can haunt.
It's amazing.
And now I do that on my first audiobook, which lets me tell you about Mark Redfield. Mark Redfield Studios has it online, like everywhere. Frankenstein Mobster, and I am that cackling witch. Awesome. And I finally got my witch into an audiobook, which is just the first of many coming with Mark Redfield and other people. It's the biggest thing that was kind of neat for me is like Daniel Robeck is like in there too, and there's some really good voices that I can't wait to meet as the Frankenstein Mobster family and then meet them. Because it's been a Clubhouse family, and I met them on Clubhouse, and I became that voiceover actor for him through Clubhouse. So Mark Redfield, thank you. Voiceover, if everybody likes to make different voices. Don't be shy. Do the noises. You evolve. I'm in my 40s now, and I can do a whole bunch of different things with my voice. Even an old lady. So, you're just going to practice and try it. And it just takes muscle memory and practice. So you just go for it, right? Yeah. And it could get you somewhere. And it did. Who knew I could cackle?
As that kid you were, did you ever think you would be doing what you're doing right now?
No. No. I was bullied a lot for my voice. I was tiny because I was in the NICU. I was 6 weeks early. I have asthma, so I couldn't run around with everybody. So I was always sitting on the side, and I have ADHD. So I was always really chatty, and some people just thought I was a little odd. And, in the 90s, it was difficult. So that's why I love being around kids and helping them. I loved being a mom. I ran Sparks and Brownies because I wanted my kid to be in it, but I also wanted to be a leader for kids. Now they're grown up in their 20s, but when I could be there, I was a nursing student at the same time. It was crazy. Wow. It was very hectic, but it was so rewarding. And now that, I help my kids no matter what, they can call me whenever they need. But they're doing their thing, and I can take care of, let's say, my fur animal is one per se, but I also have friends out there that I always look out for and reach out to, and it's my friends list is building, and I try to remember everybody's name, but the ADHD doesn't help a lot, but I always remember everyone's face.
Yeah.
So everyone bear with me.
Remember like all kinds of details about a person, but their name, forget it. Yeah. And they didn't diagnose ADHD in the 90s at all. That was if you're a girl, forget it. You're just weird.
Yeah, the symptoms are so different, and like it's really good the way they paint the spectrum, and they have certain diagrams to show and help people understand now.
And you probably would not have ended up where you are now if not for having ADHD.
Yeah, because I had to fight so hard to get people to understand what I was really trying to say.
And you've got that creative brain, though, and you can bounce around and do different things.
It's so true. The neurodivergent brain is an artistic brain. So you hear about in the 90s, they just talked about, this side of the brain person, this side of the brain. Someone's more artistic. Okay, well, I guess that's what they meant. Mm-hmm. It means you're neurodivergent more so because you can access some really neat parts of your brain. One day when we ever could get to our full size of our brain would be amazing, but neurodivergence gives you special abilities. It's not my disability anymore, it's my special ability.
That's awesome. Good. That's great.
So, and thank you for saying I'm inspiring.
Yes, that was Colleen.
Yeah,
it's good to see Colleen. We're fans of Colleen here. And Pepe Potit said that was awesome to what you were talking about earlier. And I know we popped this up, but I don't think we actually said it. Colleen earlier said there's a huge step. A lot of us moms are finding out that we have ADHD via our children being diagnosed. Glad your kids had you in their corner to be supportive of them.
It's so true. Yeah, there's a lot of parents still in the generations not wanting to observe that thought.
So Grotesque 2. Now, is there a crowdfunding for it?
Yes, right now we have a crowdfunding going for it. I think we have 15 days left. I can't remember now. There's a few crowdfunders I'm helping promote. I have a knack for helping market. It's just been my thing. So you guys had a blast with your guys' marketing. By the way, you have a great YouTube panel and everything. I do my research. It's just a thing.
Yeah, we've seen you. That's how the interview really came out about. You were in the chat a couple times.
I know. I was kind of nosy, and I looked in on you, and then I teased you about Skinamarink just to poke it in.
Which is fair. Totally fair.
It was great.
With you about it because it's made me think more about it, and I definitely want to revisit it and have different kinds of lenses going into it. I think it's going to be a really cool experience to go into it and really investigate. Like, what is it that Jamie brought to me about this?
And rewatch it.
By the way,
rewatch it in the dark.
Grotesque 2 has actually hit its goal.
We did.
Yes.
We hit a goal of 10,000, but we would like to go more so we can get some better editors and everything working on the rest of it. So we are still crowdfunding, which is good.
Its flexible goal is a very strange number. Oh, maybe because this is Canadian. So it's
right. And flexible means like the bare minimum they can make the movie, but if you get some more things, you can add cooler things.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you can go on to that crowdfunder and click to have your name in the movie or say your face on the magazine. If you're looking for a test one in the beginning, Mildred holds up a magazine, and my family's on that magazine too. There's a picture of my mother. And because she's also in one of Brandon's other things in I'm Haunted. And my husband's also in there and some of our crew. Yeah. You can have your face on there by clicking on one of the crowdfunding things or be in the film or help as like anything. You could help feed the crew because it's usually a couple $100 a day to feed the crew. And we have one of those. So that one's always helpful because we always like some more yummy granola bars and you know things that are more healthy. Like the veggies and dip go much farther when we got much more. So crowdfunding has been a lot of fun for all the films, but I'm so excited Grotesque 2 has gotten that far already. And I want to be able to add more because I know that Brandon and Julie have so much more to film, and this will just make it even better.
Yeah, you know, so I was on when we did End Zone 2, a feature movie that's playing the festivals right now. But what I was bringing up was it's something I didn't necessarily think about is because we all rented a cabin and we filmed it for 6 days there. Is the idea you have to pay, you know, for everyone to eat, and instead of getting takeout all the time, plus we were in the woods, and I don't know if there was really much like delivery or anything. So we had to go in town and buy a bunch of food and make it. Plus, almost everyone there was also vegan, besides me and I think one other person. So we had to kind of make, you know, two separate meals, and then plus having snacks there. And I try to eat healthy, so I needed my fruit and different things. So, but it's something that not everyone thinks about when someone's putting together a movie.
No, and that's what I started out doing. My mom and I both volunteered. Brandon gave us all this food to make, and we made meals for our film hot box. And we were in one big house, and we were there for a couple weeks. And it was very cold outside because you know it gets really cold in Canada. You can actually see the snow. That was one of my first lines on screen with Brandon. You'll have to watch Hotbox to see. That's on YouTube. You could actually watch it on YouTube right now. One of the first ones I made with that family. And, you know, it's been a wonderful journey learning and evolving, getting to just watch everybody and shadow everybody. And now it really helps you understand how to be an actor and how to work with everybody else on the team when you can come at everything with their shoes on.
Good. Yeah, so Grotesque, like you said, it hit the goal, but you could still help it out. So just look up Grotesque 2, and you'll find it on. It's
I
on
put
Indiegogo.
it in the side. If people can see these links,
They can.
Indiegogo. Just go to Indiegogo. Grotesque 2.
Yeah.
I will say
have those.
The only
on
problem
my
with all
Facebook.
these sites, the links aren't the easiest to give out on air. But if you look it up, it'll be easier.
Yes.
I will have them connected to the links. There we go for that one.
Okay.
Oh, that's the IMDb. Oh yeah.
No, this is Indiegogo. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh.
So our Indiegogo, I don't play the same character in Grotesque 2. So I'm excited for you guys to see this other character. Grotesque is put back in the 90s. We have a great wardrobe creator here. It's amazing what we got to wear. And some of the clothes I still had too.
I was going to say, I've got some clothes.
The 90s clothes. So it was fun for us. The aged ones, but there's a lot of young
It is
actors.
interesting to me that because the last few years that we've been inundated with so much 80s nostalgia. Everything's, you know, Rubik's cubes also. But now we're starting to see 90s nostalgia, and which makes me feel old because I graduated in '94. But still, it's interesting. You know, I don't and I don't know. I think I have like I think everyone kind of knows what the 80s was. 90s, there's a lot of different things. So I think like grunge, but there's also like a lot of different things that happened in the 90s. It wasn't just the grunge music.
No.
Was it? Oh.
Maybe it was. No.
Maybe.
But it's cool to see something other than Rubik's cubes and MTV.
Yeah, now we have pretend phones.
Come on now, Neil.
We got toy phones that we can scare people with now.
Exactly.
You just use the nostalgic stuff to provide.
See, there's no Nirvana or anything in Skinamarink, so there are other things than grunge music from the 90s. But no, I don't know.
The Smells Like Teen Spirit video can be in the next Skinamarink.
Right.
It can be like.
I do think so. I wouldn't really have a grasp of what you do 20 years from now for like nostalgia of this period. I don't know.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
You would have people pretending that it's the 80s and 90s.
Exactly.
Well, it's been a good journey. This next half will be fun too.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
get to be not a kid anymore.
Yes.
It's been I can't move as well, so I do films and things that aren't so physical now.
Mhm.
So the PA stuff is on the back burner a bit. My body's not so happy with me to move around since I've had COVID. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
hence why I sit down on the bed.
Yeah.
On Skinamarink. Well, most of the time I sit on the bed.
So did COVID affect the filming of Skinamarink at all?
It made us nervous, so we all just made sure we stayed in separate rooms. We had our masking. As soon as COVID started, I took my COVID officer and worked as a PA, and helped out for that way, with COVID. So it was just easy. There was only a small crew, just a handful of us. So the big house had good space. It wasn't so bad because I only was on set one day for Skinamarink.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So unfortunately, you have like lingering effects from your COVID experience.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, being from the NICU and being born early, I can't do a marathon anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, I got in a car accident when I was young, and degenerative bones don't let me do much anymore that way. So we'll see. I'll just advocate more for chronic pain, and
Mhm.
ADHD also has to do with hypermobility, and
Mhm.
hypermobility can be painful.
Mm.
So it's more advocating for health
Mhm.
in either a horror sense or a comedy sense. And I've had a couple of commercials that I really like doing too. Um, I would say it's funny. It's a car commercial and I smash a windshield. It was my first commercial. It was urban video and I had the best time. And you will see in my clip that I hit that window with my darndest effort. So, and I'm very proud of that effort. I did not know how to smash a windshield, so I gave it
Well,
my
that's probably
all.
good. Yeah, I might be worried if
It
you
was
like I
so
smash
much
many car
fun,
windows, but yeah.
right? And it became a good little clip. It's going to be in my demo. And Skinamarink Flash will be in demo, and lots of grotesque. And I have something called Good Arson coming up. I only have trailers and
Interesting.
a couple pictures of it. We have a little small clip that I can share that we have on the trailers. Otherwise, I can't say much else about it. And lo and behold, it's a mum roll.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Moms.
A little
Be
typecast.
like, I'm good at moms.
I am.
Uh,
I'm a good mom.
yes. Good mom in reality, good mom in fiction. You're just
Well, I
a
wasn't really a
mother
good mom in
figure.
Skinamarink.
Well, you're trying to.
So
You played the
probably had
role well, I
mental
think.
health
Yeah.
challenges, and you were doing your best.
yeah,
Mhm.
you got to show the full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This has been
And,
great,
so
you guys.
you mentioned earlier about maybe writing some things. Would you write with yourself in mind to play it? So would you, if you wrote something, would you want to be in it?
And yes, and I've already had 2 scripts written for
Oh,
me.
interesting.
My friend James Lemke has a script that we want to make. It's kind of like Hills of Eyes and Thelma and Louise. And I
That's a
already
very
have
interesting
people in mind.
combination. Yeah.
And it was really cool meeting some of the people that made those movies over the weekend too. It just brought it full circle. Being able to make a scary movie like that, with just by using the space, and no, not just a house. I want to be in like the hills, like some kind of situation. Thelma and Louise are in a car. I don't know what kind of vehicle it would be. Myself and another friend of mine, and like a Thelma and Louise horror comedy. It was a great script. So I look forward to that. I'm always looking forward to people. I've already had people reach out, and I've soft holds for next year for leads in horror movies that already have a good chunk of money to start with. So once we get crowdfunding, once I get to share and crowdfund for that, once it's greenlit, I'm going to be really excited because, it could possibly be another mom role, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they'll think of it. So it's exciting,
Yeah.
but I hope I do more comedy too. Uh, somebody I've spoken to, we've talked about doing improv and comedy. Just, I would like even to travel around to see the seniors lately, because I haven't been able to physically work for a little while because I got hurt. And my mom and I've gone to the community and visit at Astor Gardens, and we are on the cover of the Astor Gardens as mom and daughter. My mom is on there. So I've spent the last 4 years making stuff with my mom, making memories.
That's wonderful.
And my life's going to evolve now because I put in that effort and I wanted to get somewhere, and Skinamarink blew up. I didn't think it, I just wanted to do something about mental health. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. So next year I'm going to have a lot of fun features, full scripts that are about me, that I get to go through that script like I learned, and really read that script and figure out who I'm going to be for a full feature, instead of, I get lines here and there, which has been great, but getting to make my own movie will be fun. So
Yeah.
I have the scripts made. I have a couple already made, but I am still in talks with a couple of people because I want to make more.
That's very exciting. And
Yeah.
when there's more news about him, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. You can return to Without Your
Yeah.
Head.
I would love that. I would love that. I would love to introduce you to a couple wonderful actors that I know
That would be very
that
fun.
love scaring some people. And there's some pretty good Canadian actors up here.
And where can people follow you to see what you're up to?
Instagram is my biggest one. Jaime.hill.vo is my Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I have a profile and a page on Facebook. I'm doing really well on Facebook, making more reels. I'm going to start a YouTube video. Now that all that YouTube stuff changed,
Yeah, I know.
I'm even more eager to get my puppets out.
Yeah, we need
and
to put
and
up more
entertain.
60-second videos and stuff. Yeah.
There's been a lot of fun, and this puppet was made by another non-for-profit, not in North America, and I got to help kids get schooling and stuff when I bought it. So
That's wonderful.
I'll share that. My wonderful little puppet, she helps me express myself too through a puppet. So there's reasons for all your adventures. Just don't be afraid. Take the steps.
This has been very fun to meet you and talk with you finally. It's been weeks in the making.
Yes. It has. It's been an interesting month of June. It went fast but slow.
Yes.
And we've had a lot of fires up in Canada, so it got kind of smoky up here. So we were inside the house a lot, and now it's sunny again, so we're doing okay.
How have things worked out with that? I saw it was funny because the news in America was New York is covered in smoke, and I'm like, there are fires in Canada.
Yes, so
maybe we should talk about the fires in Canada.
Right, not just like, oh, it's
yeah.
Too bad we got some smoke down here, but yeah, from the
we hear lots about
you
guys' news all the time.
Yeah, United States is
the weather from Quebec came down to New York and blew down that way. Alberta did, as usual, started early with dry kinder, and it's very, very dry this year. So vehicles would pull off onto the side of the road, and their vehicles would start the grass on fire. Wow. Or someone was littering a cigarette, and it would go onto the road and light the grass on fire. There's a few different reasons. Lightning strikes were huge when we actually did get rain and thunderstorms. Lightning strikes lighted. So it was so dry, and we didn't have enough rain. It got really bad. It was really eerie. We all talked about filming in it because it was so yellow outside.
Yeah.
So it happened twice.
From what I read, Canada was very orderly in the handling of this scenario, and that communities were very kind to each other. I don't know, but that's what I saw on the Canadian website I went to get that news.
It's true. Canadian communities we really do reach out to our communities and make sure, if there's a family, people are always going to look out for things that a family would need. If you know that there's a senior there that needs help mobility wise, there's always going to be people on your street. And that's how the communities reach out. Like Edmonton, I reached out to the fires, and Addison really got a bad fire this year. And now they have flooding because we got so much rain, which put some of the fires out. But sometimes the fires get so low and deep into the ground, they're still burning.
Yeah.
But we're glad we finally had a bunch of rain. So our grass is actually kind of green, but we were very dry and yellow. Mm-hmm. So the extremes of the weather are here. Right now it's blue sky. So it's good.
So enjoy the blue skies for the now?
Yeah.
For now until somebody maybe...
Yeah.
Well, either a lightning strike or somebody is irresponsible with the fires. And we end up having something come again because it's more popular than the lightning strike.
All right. We
It's
will
been
talk
great
to you
to have
soon.
you here. Yeah.
I could chat all night. It was really great talking with you
Yeah,
all.
we loved having you on.
Well,
And people who haven't seen Skinamarink, check it out.
yes.
And also go check out the Grotesque 2 Indiegogo. And go check out the first one on Tubi.
Yes. And Higher Use Universe Pictures on YouTube. Well, you can find all those little goodies that I made with my indie family there and other things that Brandon has made. And my YouTube will be up shortly. And Instagram's my favorite communication. Facebook, I don't respond to as much, but
Right.
Facebook.
Well, unfortunately, that's how I've talked to you. But yeah.
No, I love talking to you about that. It's
All right.
I have two different users, so
Yeah.
depending
All
on
right.
if you're my friend,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to
Well,
meet.
I'm very proud, to be your friend.
So yeah, you'll get the right answer. Yeah, having just multiple social medias can be awkward at times. So I use one more than the other.
Right, I understand. Yeah. Sometimes I think I'm just putting stuff out in triplicate, but yeah.
Me too.
All right, so we will talk to you soon. We're gonna go to a quick break, and we're gonna bring the folks from Psycho Ape 2 on. But it's very nice to
Awesome.
meet you. Yeah.
I'll be watching.
All right, well, thank you. We
Nice to
appreciate
see
that.
you guys.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Nice to
All
meet
right.
you. Take care.
Same. Take care, guys.
It's gonna be a quick song here from Timothy Fife, the music of the month, and then we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Kevin Kepi, and I am your nightmare mom. And you are watching Without Your Head. Head.
All right, and we're back here once again at the station of decapitation without your head. I'm still Nasty Neil.
And I am Annabelle Lecter.
And we're joined by Greg Deliso.
Hey.
Addison Binek.
Hello.
And Bill Weeden.
Hi.
The fine folks from Psycho Ape and the upcoming Psycho Ape 2.
Ooh.
Yes.
There it is.
There, sir.
Exactly. Which I had mentioned, I had told Addison and Greg, I was wearing their shirt last week and Annabelle wasn't. I was kind of more up close, so you could only see this. And she had no idea what was going on. I was just wearing a shirt that says, "Hide your bananas, boys, here comes." And
Love it. Yeah, I guess without context, you don't know what that is.
See the shirt I'm wearing?
that's very nice. By a terrible Troy himself, who unfortunately is not here tonight.
Yeah.
Right. Where is he tonight?
He went out to dinner. Can you believe it? He's like, I'd rather go to dinner than talk to everybody. But he and his girlfriend had plans, so we'll look over it.
I thought he liked me. Damn it.
No.
Oh, we all love you. So Psycho Ape 2, the Indiegogo launched not that long ago, and it's already doing really well.
Yeah, it's been exactly 7 days, and
1 week ago.
Yeah, $7,000. You know, it's $1,000 a day.
Yeah,
That's
fantastic.
So-
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think that's gotta, obviously it makes you feel good, but the idea that, so when you went in to do Psycho Ape 2, like you did well in the first campaign, and people like it, but, were you concerned at all, like, do they want to see another one? And then when you see people, like, are on board right away, like, what's that feeling like?
Honestly, I've always known that people have wanted another one because that's the number one question people always ask.
Hey guys, sorry, I know we're live. My internet's totally down.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah, he's
I can
frozen.
see it.
Can you join with your phone?
Yeah, he's frozen.
Oh. Oh, man.
I know Greg sometimes has very bad internet where he is from various meetings here.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
What can we do about this?
I don't know. We need like a Greg Deliso puppet.
We can't do it without Greg and Matthew. I need Matthew. The dog.
Neil, do you have or anybody have other contact information to get in touch with Greg and find out if he can come in through like a phone, which sometimes is better, or to turn off his camera sometimes helps too. Psycho Ape is awesome, Adrian.
Can we contact him? I can text him.
I contact him on Facebook. I'm not really
I can text him right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone on me. Let me go grab it. Maybe it's possible he might have texted me because I've held up my phone before for a meeting with Neil before, and that's how we had to do it. So hold on one second.
Yeah. So it's a smooth running machine here without your head.
Well, it's the miracle of technology that we can be all together, though.
Exactly.
Hey!
Now Addison went to contact Greg, and now Greg is here.
Am I in? Hey guys,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry about that.
No problem.
I live in a garage and the internet back here is terrible.
It's not a problem. These things happen. So that's all.
Is Addison back? Okay.
Yeah, Addison's back. Jamie, who was just on, is waving at us. That's very nice of her.
Hi Jamie, Skidamarink's awesome. It was cool to see you on the previously.
Yeah.
All right.
I love Psycho Ape. And as I real quick before we talk about Psycho Ape, as I'd mentioned, as an independent filmmaker, Greg, the idea of Skinamarink getting into theaters and doing well, I would assume that's got to be very inspirational.
Definitely, yes, yeah, of course. I mean, of course, yeah. Anytime, I hate using the word small, but anytime a small film, a small budget film, what you'd consider a micro budget or, according to Hollywood standards, like $10 million is a small budget,
Yeah.
but like for all of us types, we're making our movies for like 10 grand a pop. And whenever one of those seems to break through into some kind of a mainstream thing, that's awesome. Yeah, it helps us all a ton. It's great for the whole part side, the whole genre of us, or whatever you want to call it.
It was funny. One time when I was at a festival and I was doing an interview and I told the guys, like, your movie looked great. It was like this claymation movie, and it's such a low budget. And then he mentioned he said it cost $50 million. And I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, I was just like, I guess it doesn't look that great. I don't know. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I guess it looks, fine. I don't know. So Psycho Ape 2, we started talking about, well, Addison said, like, everyone's always asking when is Psycho Ape 2 coming out. How early on did you guys think, like, maybe we should make a sequel?
I don't know. I mean, I was just trying to wait it out to see how, I feel like if we had done it right away, then we wouldn't be seeing the success of this Indiegogo the way that we're seeing it. Because, I go to a lot of conventions, I go to a lot of screenings, and, it's played as a double bill with movies in the Severin Films catalog. And without that stuff, the campaign wouldn't be as big as it is, because that all happened like earlier this year, so more people know about Psycho Ape now than they would have 2 years ago.
It's not like a movie at like a big movie at the theater. Everyone goes to see it the first 2 weeks. But a movie like Psycho Ape, it goes over time. More and more people get to see it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even on Tubi or anything. Like, Greg has tried, but it's just a tough go. Where it's a tiny little movie that was shot on mini DV tape, and it's imperfect. It's got audio problems. It's got visually, it's kind of garish and whatever. It's just not what people are really looking for on a streaming service. And so I tried going to cons and selling DVDs and stuff, and I get screenings and everything, and it's a very small movie, and it's just that's what it is. So
but I gotta say that all those things you're talking about, the lighting and the weird editing and all this stuff, that all contributes to what people like about the movie.
That's the charm of the movie.
Well, yeah, they have to actually start watching it and absorb it in the first like 10-15 minutes to like kind of get the vibe of what it is. But if it's on a streaming service like Tubi or something, most people are probably just going to give it a couple minutes and then bounce, because it's not some like 4K HD thing. It's very unusual. And a lot of places, I've submitted it to festivals that won't take it because it's shot on tape. They don't want to show a movie shot on tape. They're not interested. That's our choice. We chose to do it that way.
Was the movie actually shot on tape?
Yeah, mini DV.
Remember, we almost lost a whole day's footage because the tape wouldn't.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Greg hit the eject button while it was like rewinding, and everything got coiled up. And luckily, we didn't really lose anything, anything like super, super important.
We didn't lose at all, but it could have been pretty disastrous. It
was a whole day. It was a whole day of New York shooting that would have been lost.
Wow. Yeah.
Is the sequel going to be shot on tape?
No. The sequel will be a little bit more conscientious of the technology. We're stepping into the 21st century. We're making the leap.
This one's going to be ultra 4K.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what Greg has now. Greg has a 4K camera. That's where we're going.
We're going to make James Cameron cream in his pants.
It's going to be CG blue Bill Weedens, 10-foot tall Weedens. It'll be fantastic. Funny. So, Bill, I assume they didn't have to twist your arm when they were like, let's do a sequel.
Oh my God, no! I wanted to do a sequel the minute I saw the movie, because I had the weirdest reaction to this film, because when we filmed it, when we were shooting it, I thought, this is fun, this is goofy, this is going to be a lot of fun, but I never ever thought I was going to like it as much as I do. I saw the movie. This is fucking hilarious. this is a really funny movie. I mean, I laughed my ass off, and I've seen the movie 10 times.
Wow.
I have trouble seeing some movies that I made even once. They're such POSs. They're so bad. I can't see them. This one was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. It's like the Three Stooges meets John Waters, and it's like it's the funniest movie I've seen since W.C. Fields. I even put it on a par in terms of making me laugh with Some Like It Hot and W.C. Fields, The Marx Brothers, and Bridesmaids, which are movies that make me hysterical with laughter. This movie made me, and Dolores too, who's not into horror at all. I mean, I'm not into horror either, to be honest with you. But she's not into horror at all. She's seen it about 5 or 6 times too.
We're very honored at that list, and I think it sounds like an SAT question of which of these not been.
Yeah,
I'm like it hot. Holds the marks.
Which one of these doesn't belong?
Exactly. Nope. I mean, I never making the movie. It was a blast to make. We had a ball making it, but I thought this will be kind of cute. But it was hysterically funny. I thought probably not everybody does. Like Addison says, some people just don't get the vibe. But if you get with it, it's hysterical. And
I've gotten reviews where people have taken the movie at face value, and that to me is like the worst thing you could possibly do.
Like, there's no way a banana could cut off a leg.
Yeah, I mean, they gave it not a 0, but they refused to even rate it. You know, it was just unrateable on their scale. Wow. They were trying to rate it the same way you would like rate or review, you know, a Scream movie or something. And it's like, you can't do that. You know, it's not the proper way of reviewing this film. We got
one review that was so stupid. I couldn't even believe how stupid it was, because it took the movie like, you know, like quote at face value. Yes, it did. It reviewed it like it was supposed to be Scream or
yeah.
Smile.
I mean, it's probably the same one I'm talking about, where they gave it no stars, not just 1 or 2 out of 10 or 5. It was no stars.
There's some really hateful people out there though that do reviews. They just go there just to like trash movies. Like
I don't think they hated the movie. They were just trying to rate it on a normal movie scale, the way that you would the way that you would rate something like Scream 6. Yeah, and it's like you can't use the same rating system against this.
Yeah, well, like Annabelle and I do dinner and a movie, so we review movies, and I mentioned on the show a lot. Like, I know Basket Case isn't The Godfather or Taxi Driver, but I've watched all those movies many times, and they both bring me a lot of joy, and I love them all. Now, do I know the acting and everything in Basket Case? Do I know it's not as good as Taxi Driver or something? Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We try to rate them on just how we enjoy them.
Yes.
Right. I mean, you should rate it based on entertainment value, not necessarily is it scary. And it's like, no, it wasn't designed to be. You know, it was designed to be a comedy, like first and foremost, and it has, you know, bloody moments like a Herschel Gordon Lewis film or a Troma movie, but it's not supposed to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
For the record, I think we can all agree that Basket Case is better than The Godfather, though. Come on, let's be real.
I mean,
I really love Basket Case. It has animation.
They're neck and neck for me. But
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I love Basket Case.
As for the acting not being great acting, I mean, it's not, but Kansas Bowling and I think, are really into the style.
Yeah, of course.
The film. And the guy that plays the newscaster is hysterical. I mean, they're just like,
not on purpose. He didn't mean to be.
Grover, you mean that guy Grover?
Yeah.
He's
he
hysterical.
Didn't know he was supposed to be funny.
Clearly didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't know he was going to be funny in the movie.
But that's like so hysterical. And Kansas, you know, she has the vibe of the movie, and I had the vibe of the movie, I believe, and because we really didn't have a vibe when we were shooting it, we were just doing what we did, and left it to you guys to put it together. And boy, did you ever do a brilliant job! It was like amazing.
And like they say, right, is that people that try to be comedic in movies that are supposed to be funny, it doesn't come out as funny. So if someone's walking in like this random guy who I can't remember by name which character this was, but that he walks in and thinks, well, I'm just going to put my all into this and not understand it's going to be comedy. I think you can probably get a pretty good performance out of it because they don't realize it. So they're just going for it, and it ends up coming out like The Straight Man or.
Totally.
Yeah, that's right. Like, it's when you tell someone, like, be funny, then they overperform, and then the performance becomes campy, and that's not exactly what we're looking for. It's more just play it kind of straight, be yourself, you know, don't go for the laughs, and that's kind of why a lot of the humor works.
I don't know if I ever asked you, what made you guys, I know you guys know Bill now and everything through the movie, but, well, originally, what was, like, the decision, like, we should get Bill Weeden for this?
That was a couple years ago. I was flown to New York.
It was more than a couple because we filmed the movie 4 years ago.
It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years.
Hard to believe.
It was like April or May of 2019. My projects for Masterpiece Theater got booked on a double bill with Sergeant Kabuki Man. And for Masterpiece Theater was a Mystery Science Theater style riffing project. And I was able to do Lloyd Kaufman's first film that he ever did. And I mean, his first movie is quite bad, and he's the first to admit it. But so that got played alongside Sergeant Kabuki Man, and like I was a guest of honor, and Bill was a guest of honor. So that was the first time we ever met each other. And I happened to notice, like throughout the screening, he would get up and leave, and then come back, and get up and leave, and come back. So I thought that he just wasn't enjoying my thing that I had made. I thought he was just like not into it. And then afterwards, we sort of talked out in the lobby, and it turned out that it was just the movie was so bad that he couldn't watch it. You know, it's hard to sit through the Battle of Love's Return. But I mean, after the movies were done, we did strike up, you know, a friendship, and
we roomed together in a hotel. We
were in the same hotel room too. So I mean, it was like 3 a.m, and we were like eating hoagies in the downstairs area, and then just went back up to our rooms and crashed, you know. So it was just kind of a crash course friendship. And he might not have enjoyed the Battle of Love's Return, but he liked the riffing, and he said that if I was ever back in the area filming something in New York in the future, to hit him up, which at the time was meant probably more as like a cameo. But when I got back home from New York, we were writing Psycho Ape. So we already had kind of a Dr. Zoomis type character already written. We just didn't really have an actor in mind or anything really. And so when I pitched to Greg, like, hey, you know, Bill Weeden said that he'd be in Psycho Ape, it was Greg's idea that we should give it to Bill.
I didn't even remember that, but apparently it was my idea. So good kudos to me on that. Yeah,
good idea.
I'm so glad
And they called me.
I mean, initially it was just going to be a cameo. Like,
I guess that's true. I don't. It's crazy to think it was like 4 years ago now. But no, that I mean, that all makes sense. Yeah, for sure. And
because initially it was like
maybe it was going to be a cameo. I think wasn't Nancy Banana going to be some kind of a cameo too?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Basically, the movie was just going to be full of cameos. So we didn't really have leading characters or anything other than. Like Zoomis was a character and the ape was a character. Nancy was kind of created for Kansas after we cast her. And she requested to be in the entire movie if we were going to have her at all. And so we just kind of kept writing more material for her and giving her more stuff to do to create a character. And Bill ended up playing Zoomis. And, you know, before he was just going to be kind of almost like a dog catcher kind of guy, but he ended up, you know, you see the movie, you know, he's the zookeeper, because he was also supposed to be, you know, he's the psychiatrist, he's the Dr. Loomis character, but then he was also supposed to be kind of like a dog catcher type guy with a big net, but then he ended up being, you know, this sort of safari guy, you know.
Bill wrote his own song that he performs too.
I
want to make sure everyone knows that.
The rap that
Bill's rap he wrote in his hotel room by himself the day before shooting. Showed up to set with like loose leaf paper and was like, "Hey, can I do this?" And I mean, why not? You know, if it didn't work,
He did a song in our movie together too.
Oh,
Yep.
He's a very musical man,
Yeah.
Mr. Weeden. Yeah.
I did, in the ones that feature Smash. And if you listen to the alternate track of Sergeant Kabuki Man, Lloyd Kaufman says, so Bill Weeden, yeah, he writes a lot of his own material. He said it. He didn't love it. He said he rewrote the script, which is what I did, actually.
Yeah.
It worked out. I have a good relationship with Lloyd, but I did look at the script. I said, I can't say those lines. I've got to change them. So I did.
So, Lloyd, what did you think of Addison and Greg when they first come to you with Psycho 8?
You mean Bill?
I think
Yeah,
Bill, I'm sorry, Bill. Yeah, Lloyd's not here, but he'll pop up at some point. Bill, what did you think when Greg and Addison come to you with Psycho 8?
But enough about me. What did you think? What did I think? Well, I think Addison called me on the telephone and asked me to do it.
Yep.
And I thought, this is so weird. It's like, of course I'll do it. It sounds like fun. It sounded like it might be fun. And I said, sure. And I thought it was I love being on film. I don't always love the way it comes out, but I love doing it. So I thought, okay, this sounds like fun. It sounds like a fun idea. And it was a lot of fun. And one thing that you ought to know is we shot a lot of stuff in New York at Times Square and stuff. And then we all drove in a car all the way to Detroit, and we still remained friends. And we still remain friends.
That's a long trip.
Which is, I think, pretty amazing. Is Greg frozen there, or are you just doing a deadpan, Greg?
I'm here. Am I frozen?
He's
Enraptured and glued to your every word.
Now he's just going to swivel around. So
I'm doing a nice little
What's
Spike
going
Lee
on your wall that's super colorful?
It's a set. Those are Post-it notes, and it's a standing set for a
nice.
different
I'm like, this
different
is like
movie.
some kind of Tetris 80s.
I wish, yeah. I mean, I guess it is. Yeah, I could say that too. Yeah.
So, Addison and Greg, what's like your vision for the sequel?
2 minutes longer, man. It's a sequel.
Yeah.
2 more minutes of ape. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Did I notice 2 exclamation points in the title?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, the first movie really, is kind of this experimental comedy that's like a mishmash of parodies of different films and odd tones and kind of like a live action cartoon. I mean, I think we'll stay extremely true to that tone, but you make a sequel, you get the opportunity to make fun of sequels, right? So you kind of, it's sort of like it's not going to be like a hard and fast rule. Every single thing that's parodied has to be a sequel. I think we have some ideas that parody some other stuff, but I mean, in general, we're kind of hanging our hat on some pretty major sequel parody set pieces that I know I'm really excited about. And
Nice.
yeah.
Will they be super glaringly obvious to people, or more of like Easter egg kind of?
I think they'll be pretty obvious. Yeah.
Like Greg said, they're set pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like things that you'll immediately know what they are as soon as the first couple of shots happen. You know?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I would say I don't remember in the first one, but like, what do we did a loose count. I think we referenced, it was definitely over 50 movies. I mean, I don't remember the exact count, but we made a list or something at some point. So I mean, it'll stay true to that. I mean, you're kind of rewarded for your movie literacy with Psycho to some extent, because there's some references in the first one that people maybe don't get, or they're too subtle. But there's other things where it's like obviously a parody of a whole scene, and you get it pretty quickly. So it's kind of a mismatch.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the cool perks that people can get if they want to donate?
You can get Bill's hat from the first movie.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I would wear that on the show.
You would wear that on the show.
You know, it's
You wear that in public.
You should buy
green
it.
ink, and it's got blood stains on it from one of Bill's many on-screen deaths. I never cleaned that off, so that's
Candace's wig. Candace's wig, which is
I would
gorgeous.
also wear that on the show.
Yeah.
I might wear them together. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple different props from the first movie that you can buy. But I mean, in addition to like that stuff, there's also like the regular, perks like DVDs and Blu-rays and digital downloads and like thank yous and stuff like that. Some of the things that I never offered before, but like were suggested to me are like remote cameos in the movie. Like you can shoot your own cameo and submit the footage to us, and we'll put it in because we're gonna do another like low budget news montage like we did in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where we're gonna have the cameos, and so these cameos are gonna be edited together as the low budget news montage. So we're gonna have kills and people screaming, and it's your opportunity to be in Psycho Ape 2 if you can't make it to Los Angeles.
Okay. I'm glad you have like an idea to do, because as producer, I was a little worried about the idea of people just filming stuff and then you have to put it in the movie. I was like, I don't know how that's going to turn out, but if you actually have it kind of idea.
It's a window frame. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We're not just going to have like a random section of the movie where like,
because then you don't know what people are going to send in. You're like, we got to put this in. They donated such and such to the film.
Right.
I think Addison's had like 3 or 4 different people say they want to get their dicks pulled off by the ape for some reason. I don't know why that's such a common death
I don't know either.
That's just the fetish of theirs. That's not even movie related.
Exactly.
These are 3 different people want their penises ripped off.
Wow. And they don't know each other? Do they know each other?
No,
it's all independent of each
other.
other.
Line, and it's just like
one guy wants his own penis like shoved in his mouth. One guy wants his penis yanked off and then peeled like a banana.
I vote for that one. Yeah.
There may be a lot more severed penises in Psycho Ape too. I don't know.
Yeah.
If these people actually fit, like if they're willing to spend the money, like the $150 or something, to like submit their footage of their penises being yanked off, I guess we'll use it. I don't know. They paid for it.
I like the banana peel one. You could put a dildo in the banana peel, and you could really do something with that. Yeah.
So we'll see if these people actually, put their money where their mouths are. You know what I mean? We'll see about that. Because then there's also
where they're.
Yeah. But then in addition to like that, there's also like you can come to the set and be in the movie. Like we'll film your cameo. So you could hang out and, actually hang out with us and Bill in Kansas and stuff and actually have an on-location cameo. So that's also new. I didn't offer that the first time. And then for like $500, there's like executive producer, plus we'll send you a big box of screen-used props. You know what I mean? Like, it'll just be a grab bag of stuff that, whether it's like bloody clothes or used props or something, like you'll get them, and that's new as well,
I think the typical stuff is probably available too, right? Just as far like special thanks, like copy of the film, like some of the smaller, cheaper perks. Those are the ones that you typically see on a lot of Indiegogos. Those are all available too. I think we have a VHS coming out soon.
Oh yeah, we do have the VHS.
Other merch. Yeah.
There's a VHS drop happening soon from Lunch Meat VHS.
Yes.
Yeah, we're very honored by that. Yeah.
$50.
Yeah, that's a $50 tape because I only have 5. So one's already been claimed, only 4 left.
Very exciting. That's great.
The trading cards is cool.
Yeah, I just got some new trading cards. I was out of those, but I hit up the guy who made them, Richard Parks, and he sent me 4 more boxes. So there's trading cards.
Because I've got some, that I told you tonight.
Right. So yeah. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get me anymore because I wasn't sure like what his inventory was like. But he sent me 4 more boxes.
He's a great guy. That guy.
Yeah. So I'm adding stuff as I get it. You know what I mean? Like these tapes, I don't have them in hand yet, but they're sending me some, so I want to include them in the Indiegogo. It's the same thing with these trading cards. Like I didn't have them the day I launched, but I have them now. So now you can get them. Or like a Psycho Ape 2 T-shirt. I didn't have the artwork yet to like show off, but now I do. So I can get some T-shirts made. These are all these are additional things that you can buy. And then like the banana toys, the bloody banana toys, or like the clean banana toys, those are available too. So you can like get an executive producer credit if you want one, or a Blu-ray if you want one. You can add this other stuff to your order, and so you can get a whole bunch of different cool stuff. Yeah, like that's the artwork for the VHS.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Great.
Now, they designed it based on just like our original artwork because we did a run of tapes last year, the year before. Yeah, Greg's got one. I don't have any more. So we did our own, and those pretty much sold out. We don't have very many left. And so Lunch Meat reached out and offered to do a run of 50 as well. So they're going to be doing 50, but I'll have 5 myself that I'm just going to offer up in the Indiegogo.
Nice.
I don't have Psycho Ape, but I do have.
Oh, Hectic Knife.
I do have Hectic Knife.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
also a yellow tape.
Yeah, I believe it's even signed by Greg.
Yeah.
Aw.
Thanks, man. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a gift
we're-
from Jason.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we're very honored by the Lunch Meat thing. This run of tapes, there was a run of 50. We did these ourselves. I believe there's actually a possible syncing problem with these tapes. So kind of, but I don't think we really have that many left. But Lunch Meat, they're going to do a great job. Lunch Meat's awesome.
Yeah, Lunch Meat's above anything that we could possibly.
How did you get them to do it?
They approached us, same as everything else.
Blackmail.
Same with the trading cards and all that stuff.
Wouldn't you say that this qualifies as a cult hit?
I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's why
A lot of stuff. Like Greg and I joke around a lot how, we just made the movie and we threw it out there in the world, but we don't keep track of like anything. Like it plays at festivals, it wins awards at festivals, but I don't remember them. They happen, and then a week later, it's out of my brain. Luckily, Bill is pretty good at putting like the reviews on IMDb and the festivals on IMDb when they happen. But I'm pretty sure we've played in more festivals and won more awards than are like documented.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I suck at keeping track of that stuff because
I had never looked at the letterbox before, and like a month or two ago, someone showed it to me. I was blown away. Yeah. It has like 150 reviews on Letterboxd alone.
Wow.
I was like, I can't even believe this is real. And then you scroll through them and it's like, yeah, kind of what we said before. Occasionally you get one that's like, this isn't a real movie, blah, blah, which I kind of wear that as a badge of honor because that's kind of cool too.
I don't care.
But there's a bunch of them that are like, this is the new voice of indie cinema. This is like, they're like raving about this thing. And it's kind of like, this is just, I'm so honored by that. And I know we all are. And it's just really,
one review says,
cool.
It started in my top 25 and now it's in my top 5. Something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Soon it'll be top 3. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amazing.
Because I'm always Jason.
Yeah. So I'm still waiting for Bill to adopt me. You guys.
That's Jason who did a brilliant job, a ton of work on the first film. Did a bunch of effects. Did a bunch of artwork for us. He's a true brilliant filmmaker in his own right. Made a bunch of cool stuff.
Oh my God!
He's one of our unsung heroes of the movie.
Definitely.
He's not in the movie.
Is that how he pronounces it? Jason Hill?
He does so much, and it's without him, our marketing is like nothing. I mean?
Definitely. Jason's artwork in some ways almost kind of helped inform the tone of the whole film. He really
I think he had a single day of shooting under our belt, and he managed to cut together a teaser trailer based on a single day of shooting.
Wow.
And that was our teaser trailer when we launched the Kickstarter for the first film. It's just that just goes to show how well he can do this stuff.
Yeah.
He took a day's worth of shooting and turned it into a teaser, and that's what got us our money for the first movie.
Yeah. Yep.
And people still love that teaser. They love it.
I will say too that something that you talk about being a cult hit, something I find really truly remarkable about Psycho Ape is that because this is nothing new. Jason put together some teasers, but I want to make clear there's no trailer. There's no website up until, I don't know, Neil, maybe we have one now, but there's been no website.
Right.
There hasn't been any social media. I know you put some up, Neil, but there hasn't up until a couple months ago. So in all the traditional ways you think of it being on Tubi, all these things, it exists on Night Flight Plus, on Rewindo, on Amazon, and through Addison. and the reach that it has had has been so massive and vast, and it really blows my mind because, I mean, you think of a movie that doesn't have a trailer, that doesn't even exist. I mean, there is no movie without a trailer, but somehow or another this one does, and it still managed to reach so far. So
it doesn't have like an official trailer, no, but it has like 3 or 4 teasers that give you enough of an idea of what the movie is about.
Sure.
And that's, I think, was enough to sell people, because you can go to YouTube, you can type in Psycho 8, and there's lots of stuff on there now with like reviews, people reviewing it from their basement after a couple of beers or something. And there's these teaser trailers that Jason cut together pretty early on. So it seems like that was just enough, like we didn't really need an official trailer. It just, I don't know. I mean, it's the title that people sort of, I guess, gravitate towards. It's the weirdness of when they watch it and it literally is just a guy in a crappy gorilla costume, like, killing people with bananas. It just, I don't know, something, it like speaks for itself, I guess.
It does. It's unique. I don't think I've never seen a movie like it, and that's part of its charm. Is it really isn't like any other film. It's like
I agree.
Yeah, no, I guess not.
a hybrid. Like I said, it's like Three Stooges meets John Waters. That's one. Herschel Gordon Lewis meets the Marx Brothers. I don't know. It's like it's so weird. It's such a weird movie, and in my opinion, so funny. I laughed my ass off, and every time I watch it, I find something new.
It's very playful, and I think that the ideas, these main ideas of like a gorilla running around killing anybody with bananas, is just like, it makes me think of being a kid and coming up with crazy stuff, and just like laughing with your friends about all these crazy ideas. And so seeing that on the screen, I think, is very appealing to silly people.
And it's not mean spirited at all. It's all, it's just an enjoyable film.
I mean,
it's not mean spirited at all. No, it's very affectionate toward everything. Everybody, even Dr. Zoomis.
We just, I think the whole attitude about the whole thing from top to bottom was just like, we're just making we're making a movie that just is stupid, and it's going to make us laugh. So if it makes other people laugh, I guess that's good. But it was kind of an excuse to just do something ridiculous and not really take it that seriously. You know what I mean? Like,
but you know what? I've seen movies that really are stupid, and they're not fun.
Right.
Yeah. Movie is stupid in air quotes, but it's not stupid. It's got a lot of savvy. I wouldn't say intelligence, but it's got a lot of savvy. It knows what it's doing. It's not like, oh, let's throw everything but the kitchen sink in there and see what happens, and throw spaghetti at the wall. It's not like that. It's very.
It is some parts.
It's still. I know what you mean by it's stupid. It is stupid, but it's not stupid.
I think it's intuitively funny. Because you didn't think too hard. It sounds like you didn't think so hard about trying to figure out, well, this thing, and come up with a formula. It was intuitive. You just have funny ideas, and you, like you were saying, Addison, you were just like, we're just doing it. And there's
whatever, like we kind of had an idea of what we wanted to film when we were in Times Square, but while we were there too, the first thing we filmed was a naked cowboy. Like, we couldn't have put that in our script and gotten that like done for real. It just kind of was a spur of the moment thing. Like, we were in New York, we were walking up the subway. Who was the first person we see? Naked cowboy. So there we go. Let's just start rolling and get his, release form signed and have him sing a song. And there you go. He's in the movie. But like, that's not something we could have had the knowledge of knowing of like, oh, we're going to be in Times Square. Let's go look for the naked cowboy. Like, we just showed up and we improvised. So,
and the scene everybody talks about, either they love it, think it's their favorite scene, or their least favorite scene, is the scene where the two sisters argue about which is better, Ratatouille or Toy Story. And I know I wasn't there, but I know that was just sort of like happened, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't.
I just want to say that in the second film, we will be bringing that debate to court So
Oh.
I can't say if it's going to be settled. The judges we're still out on whether what movie the judge decides is better, but we
Right.
are going to bring some professional definitive tool. So be ready for that. That's very important.
Finally, I've been waiting all these years to
Way
for this
back
outcome.
when we were first talking about it, you said I'm going to cross-examine Psycho Abe in court.
Yes.
Is that still going to happen?
Yes, and I have
Gotta
Peter
get-
Stickles who's going to play a composite of Tom Cruise from both The Firm and A Few Good Men, and he's going to be cross-examining you, and he's going to really try, hammer. He's going to present,
Oh.
The Abe is cross-examining me.
all of it. We're all
Well,
cross.
yeah, I hope people
Everybody's up
like.
there.
I hope people like parodies of courtroom dramas.
Yeah.
Will you
Oh,
bring
wow.
Law and Order sound like boom boom? 'Cause
Yes.
it's
And Bill,
Yes!
you're gonna have to memorize the 11-minute speech from Inherit the Wind. That's you better start studying Spencer Tracy right now.
I saw the original Broadway production. I saw
That's
Paul.
perfect.
Ah.
It's one of my favorite things ever. I can't wait to
The
parody
movie's
it.
good, but the movie's good, but the Broadway show was like makes the movie look like shit. It was one of the best Broadway shows I've ever seen. It was
I
incredible.
believe it.
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
Can
We want,
Psycho Ape be developed into a live action performance?
Probably. Everything. I mean, it seems like everything could be.
They have Evil Dead the musical and all these other like horror
That's
things
true.
that are becoming like very hot out there. So,
The spin-offs of Psycho Ape are limitless at this point. So
Yeah.
Cartoons, I mean, video games.
Yeah, I would like to see a Clerks, the animated series style cartoon. Like
I'd
is,
say
how do we get a hold of David Mandel?
Oh man. Yeah.
So what are the plans to do with Psycho Ape 2 once it's finished? Are you going to go to festivals or
Yeah, I mean,
put it right
now
out?
that
I don't know.
sort of have paved my own path. I kind of know what festivals to submit to, which ones to avoid, which conventions to go to, which ones to avoid, because Psycho Ape plays well at one convention, but it draws nobody at another. So now I've kind of figured out where a good place for it to go is. Something like Horror Hound or Days of the Dead want nothing to do with Psycho Ape. But Cinema Wasteland or places in New Jersey or Florida, they kind of dig Psycho Ape. So I've sort of already figured out where to submit, the sequel.
Conventions are very strange with the movie festival part, because Annabelle and I we won't name the convention, but it was sad. We went to it was a something weird festival there, and we were literally the only people there.
Yeah,
it was
because it was awesome. It played some crazy black and white movies, and it was sad because they were so entertaining.
Yeah, I mean it's a very niche thing, and
because some of them don't really do a good job at all of letting the people know where they are or anything, as part of the actual convention.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But then we've been to some that really did, actually hey, this is going on. At Texas, they did a good job in that.
Because I've been in a room full of people with Psycho Ape where there were no seats left and people were standing in the back row. And I've also been to a screening of Psycho Ape where it was me and the projectionist. So, I've been through it all, and so I kind of know now. Okay, don't submit it to the festival where it was just me and the projectionist again. There we go. I'm going to save myself $40 for Psycho Ape 2. But I'll double down on Cinema Wasteland, of course.
Psycho Ape, the video game, I need it. I did see some cool 8-bit art for
Yeah.
How much of the festival experience do you think comes down to timing? Because I know with talking with people at one of the more recent festivals I went to, a lot of people say it all depends on the timing. Like if you're there and you're the last person on Sunday, or you're the first person in the morning any other day,
and you don't always have much control over that, though.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You really don't. I've played with other projects at midnight, and some people were there, but they didn't stick around during the whole thing. Psycho Wave, surprisingly, the packed screening I was at Cinema Wasteland, that was like 1 p.m. on a Saturday, and I couldn't believe that there were that many people who sat through the movie. But then I've gone to like 8 p.m. screenings, or I've gone to like 10 p.m. screenings, and they're not as good for some. For whatever reason. I really don't know. I can't attest to it.
Yeah, just real quick, like for Bill and I's movie Smash, we were bookend between at our premiere, the premiere of Terrifier 2 and a sneak preview of Barbarian, and so there was it wasn't the greatest place to be at that time, but yeah.
So you became lunchtime, is what you're saying.
Which festival was that, Neil?
It was in London.
It was Frightmare. Not Frightmare.
Right. No, but
yeah.
I don't think Addison's had a chance to see it yet. I saw it here in LA.
I haven't seen it yet.
Right? I can't wait.
Yeah.
To be able to yeah, I encourage everybody.
That was my favorite screening of it. Was in LA by far.
Oh, that was amazing. Oh, that was so. Greg was there. Yeah.
I got to meet the amazing Bill Weeden and his beautiful wife Dolores.
Yeah, she's in the other room.
She's awesome.
Oh yeah. I love your hair.
Oh, thank you very much. I love your hair.
Oh, well, thank you. But I mean, you you still have the long hair, but you put it back or what?
Here.
Yeah.
I have the fashionable mullet.
Looks great.
Whatever it is. Thank you very much.
Purple
I
in there.
Myself. I cut it and dye it myself because I'm too poor to pay for other people. I have better things to do with my money, I guess.
Greg, what'd you do with your hair? You really slicked it back, didn't you, man?
It's just getting longer. I need Darby to cut it. She's gonna cut it when we do Psycho Wave 2. So yeah, it's just getting a lot longer. I can't. It's too heavy. The only thing I can do is push it back right now.
Yeah,
I like long hair.
Addison, with your hair pulled back.
Me? No.
Yes. It's just short. It's not. Oh yes, I see it. It's very nice.
By the way, Addison, I don't know if you saw that comment that came up, but sounds like someone in Calgary recommended.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Dan Doherty, Calgary HorrorCon tries to play all subgenres of horror.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've submitted to, I think it was called Shock Stock, and that's.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah,
that's in Canada, but they didn't take it, so I don't. I'm just because I haven't been there myself. I don't know like Canadian conventions or anything. I don't know who would take what. You know what I mean? I did try Shock Stock.
It sounds like Calgary is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You have to pay when you submit to a festival, right, Addison?
Yeah,
you do. Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time, yeah.
So very occasionally, they're free. You might get, like someone might let you do it, but yeah, usually it costs. It usually costs between like $20 and $40.
Sometimes they're even more, like 60.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's an investment.
Because then when you get rejected, it's like, God damn, there's goes $60.
Well, it's funny you think of something like a Sundance. It's like it gets like thousands of submissions a year, so it's like that's they make so much money just in submissions from suckers like us that are delusional that think that Psycho Ape's going to be in Sundance, the kind of thing. So clean up.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more realistic with where I kind of look for the horror stuff, the weirdo stuff.
Probably like I think there's a lot of underground, which I enjoy. They usually have because there's a lot of things that don't necessarily fit into horror or whatever, but underground's kind of an umbrella of just like weird stuff.
Definitely.
Like we said, Psycho Wave isn't even a horror movie. It just happens to have comedic gore in it.
Yes.
But that doesn't necessarily classify it as horror. It just is, bloody. It has fake limbs. It has people being shoved down their mouths and blood spewing. It's just it's a violent, bloody movie, but that doesn't necessarily classify it as horror. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
I have a good friend, and she says, I can't watch Psycho Ape. I'm so scared of horror movies. I said, this movie is about as scary as a Roadrunner cartoon.
Yeah, it's not meant to be that.
Yeah.
So I think some that's good to know.
Yeah.
Because with some places that you submit the movie to, they are like strictly like Days of the Dead or Horror Hound. They're not looking for comedic movies. They really aren't. They want like the next Terrifier. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
They want something that is going to hit it big, and or even something like Skinamarink, where it's like that's a serious, horror movie, not bananas being shoved in people's mouths. And that's not what they're looking for.
Although I heard in Skinamarink 2, that's going to happen a lot.
Yeah.
Watch out for that. I'm just kidding.
Instead of Legos, the
Yeah,
floor
yeah.
will be littered with bananas.
His floor covered in bananas.
Yeah.
You could slip. That's that's
Hey.
So, actually, Addison, then, what are the benefits and the disadvantages of having your film at a festival?
I wouldn't say there's really any disadvantages other than if it's like scheduled in a crappy time slot and no one shows up, or if you do get picked and it's just the crowd wasn't interested. You know what I mean? Like it could just be that crowd of people who are looking for the next big scary thing, and they just what's Psycho Ape? It's just some dumb like banana movie. They're not gonna go see it. Mostly,
That's a good tagline for the poster. Yeah. It's a dumb banana movie.
Yeah, another dumb banana movie.
I think in a broad sense, I'm sorry, I don't mean to stop you. Yeah, I think in a broad sense, I think that the festival circuit, 30, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, is a place where films got bought and sold and where thousands of people came to and stuff, and it was really a thriving thing. And I think what you saw happen was that in the bubble of that, or in the giant popularity of that, the boom of that, you saw dozens, if not hundreds, of more smaller festivals pop up across North America, probably across the world. And so, getting butts in seats to go look at a movie is not what it used to be. I mean, and this is all factoring in, being in a post-pandemic world and TikTok and all of these things. The landscape has changed a ton. And I think the fact that there still are all these festivals and that the movie is still screening live in person is really a testament to the fact that there are still some people, maybe hopefully a lot of people out there, that want to go see movies in the theater. And they want to see weird things that they haven't heard of, and they want to see new voices and new things. And so I think it still is, even if, 20 years ago, you might have had 100 people at some weirdo little festival seeing Psycho Ape, and maybe now you only have, a fifth of that or something. But it's still valuable, and in a way, it's I don't want to say it's more valuable, but it probably means more to the people that actually show up. I mean, it's you always hear about the band that starts off and they do their bar tour and they only play their songs for 3 people, but that's kind of what a little movie like this is doing and has to do. And I think it's still valid and fun to do. And I think that these smaller festivals are super important. I think that they're still, the fact that they're still out there fighting for space is great. I think it's really great.
I personally had my most enjoyable experiences at like a smaller festival, because there's also a community feel where it's a lot of the same people from that area that always submit their shorts or their films, and people are kind of rooting for each other. Then there'll be bigger people who come in and out, and I don't know, there's something about that. Also, I think a film festival that's all on one screen, I personally like better, because there's something about everyone watching all the movies together,
Definitely,
as opposed to like there's 12 screens and you're just kind of at the movies at that point.
Definitely.
So I also I'm a fan of Joe Bob Briggs, so I always try to keep I'm aware of whenever he has a festival or something. Or if he's going to be at a festival, like if he's a judge or something, it's not necessarily his festival. But I always submit Psycho Ape to that. And because of that, Darcy the Mail Girl has seen the first Psycho Ape, and she reviewed it for her blog 3 years ago.
Oh, nice.
So, she gave it a rave review like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. And that was on her blog that people could read. You know what I mean? And it's Darcy's website, So it's like, even if the movie didn't get picked for that particular festival, she watched it. You know what I mean? Like, she must have been one of the judges, or must have been one of the people who screen the movies whenever like a Joe Bob festival is happening. So, anytime something like that happens, it's like, well, even if the movie doesn't get picked, there may be someone on the panel who will watch this, someone important. So that's worth committing to too, you know?
Yeah. And you know they watched it then too.
Oh yeah, I know for sure she watched it. She gave it a,
yeah.
you know, one of my favorite quotes came from her review. It was like, if you stapled the Fangoria magazine to a Mad magazine, you know, and it was like, okay, there you go. That's a good quote.
Yeah.
So, when are the plans to film Psycho Ape 2?
End of August.
Yeah, we kind of have just like an open thing right now because we got to nail down the exact shooting schedule. And we got a couple months to figure it out. But you know, with the first movie, the stuff with Bill in Kansas, we only shot for like 8 or 9 days anyway. So we're kind of just gonna do that again. You know, it's just gonna be a very crammed week or 5 days of just nonstop filming. You know.
And I always, you know, sometimes people see, oh, it's got 7,000 in 7 days, so it's, you know, most likely going to hit the goal. But still, the more money the movie makes, the better you guys can make it, and the more, you know, more bananas you can have.
Definitely.
Well, it's just, the more money we make, the more like, you know, we can afford. Like if we want to get multiple, you know, famous people in the movie, then we can afford that, you know, or you know, we can afford just more things like for the movie because one of the things I learned making the first movie was that we needed more money for post. You know what I mean? Like ordering DVDs, ordering Blu-rays, shipping. Shipping has skyrocketed since 2019 because of the pandemic, and so you know we didn't take that into account the first time for the first movie. And so for a lot of the first movie, I was paying out of pocket to ship everything to everybody. And like all of a sudden, shipping prices to Australia were now $60.
Oh yeah, international's all horrible.
It was horrible. And I was in so much debt just trying to get people their movies. And it's like, man, for shipping one single DVD to Australia was like $60. And it's like, this sucks. Like we didn't budget for this.
I have to say too, like we still occasionally get comments on the original Kickstarter about that. It's really the international orders. I think there was a message.
It's the international orders. I was also warned. I was warned by like employees at the post office. Like this package might get seized, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened to several packages because I've had to resend out stuff to like Canada. You know, and like now people are receiving their stuff because I had to ship it out a second time. But it's like that's money that I had to spend out of my own pocket to send stuff to people twice, you know?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I stopped shipping international on eBay because it's so expensive, and also like you said, there's like no guarantee it's gonna get there, and
stuff gets lost.
I feel bad. I know I see those comments from people, and so you know, a guy like in Australia, for example, and he'll say like, "What's going on? Like, where's my stuff? I ordered this so many years ago now." And I just want to say, you know, it's not intentional on our part. We're doing our due diligence to try to make sure everybody gets their stuff. I absolutely empathize with, you know, their plight on that, and we really are like sorry that everything is not shipped. I mean, everything Addison said is true. It's just it's been an unfortunate situation, and I mean, if anyone's listening that's like waiting for something or whatever, like
we
I
ran
really
the
are
Kickstarter
sorry.
in 2019. We didn't know that it cut to a year later. All of a sudden, international shipping was going to be so difficult. We didn't know. We didn't plan for that. We didn't budget for that, and we just had no idea that trying to get merchandise to people in the UK or Australia was either going to be so incredibly expensive or that stuff was just going to be straight up lost.
Yeah. And it's weird because people send me stuff from the UK and it's not very expensive for them, and like I always get it like fairly fast.
It's for some reason it's the other way around.
Yeah.
I've ordered stuff from the UK as well, and it's not what it is for us to send stuff to them.
Yeah, and you'll get it like a few days usually. Like it's very bizarre.
I don't get it.
So you're ready to do that, right? Ship things internationally for this with these perks, right?
Yeah, well, I've had to adjust the shipping for international shipping. Like before I made it like free, and so this time it's like I've actually put the appropriate amount. You know, like I did the research and I saw like, well, the The UK is like $30 to ship to. Australia is like $60 to ship to. So like, I apologize if that seems like a lot, but that's just what it genuinely costs us to ship stuff out of country now.
Used to even be like the flat rate envelopes were like, I don't know, $12 or something, but now everything's crazy.
Now they're like $30, $20, and it's like, that's outrageous. So, I didn't do it on purpose. It's just, I'm not gonna go into debt again covering shipping. Like, I'm just not gonna do that again. You're gonna have to pay for what it actually costs us to ship that stuff.
And there are options for people that's not practical for them. It's not like they can only get, of course people love physical stuff, but there's other things that they can do to help you and other things that they can.
That's why I have other perks. Like, I have like digital downloads. I have all kinds of other things that, if you want to watch the movie, then you can download it and stream it, like that is an option. You don't want to pay this crazy shipping fee, because I certainly wouldn't want to pay $30 for a movie either. But that's just the reality of what shipping has turned into. It sucks, but that's the case now.
Yeah, we'll say too, the Blu-ray, and I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, but as far as I understand, the Blu-ray for Psycho 2 that we have planned, it should include both films, and there will be some extra stuff on it. There's been including, I hope, a commentary. So I don't want to definitively say things, but it should be a really nice Blu-ray that we'll put together.
Yeah, we want it to, because the DVD of Psycho Ape is pretty bare bones, but that's just it's just the movie. But that's just because at the time Greg was on his way to Los Angeles. He was moving away. We wrapped the movie. He had like a final cut. He sent it to me. Then he moved from Michigan to LA, so there was no time to really record a commentary. There was no time to assemble any bonus features. Plus, again, at the time too, we were fulfilling a Kickstarter, getting people the movie, and we didn't know yet if people were going to want more, but we don't have deleted scenes either. There are no deleted scenes from the first movie. We only shot an hour's worth of movie, like that's what it is. It's maybe shots were trimmed, or scenes were trimmed, but we're not talking like we're not sitting on 20 minutes of deleted scenes like your average movie, because we wouldn't have shot that much material if we weren't going to use it.
Except for that whole part where them and the Goonies fight the octopus, though. We
do that
on the Blu-ray.
Yeah. Did somebody actually put together the subtitles that are on Amazon Prime?
I don't think so.
Wait, what do you mean? The subtitles that play on Prime? Yeah, somebody did those somewhere. Yeah,
it wasn't just some kind of automated thing.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think they were done the same, like something.
Somebody actually must have done them, because they're very specific. They have every word in my rap song is perfect, and that would not happen if it was automatically generated.
Right.
Everything is done wrong when it happens. Like some of the most hilarious misinterpretations happen on.
I'll watch movies on Tubi.
Generated subtitles. It's hysterical.
Yeah. I'll watch movies on Tubi, and the subtitles will not be correct at all. That's the indication. Like, okay, sometimes AI must have done this.
They're sometimes hilariously off.
Well, if you're listening out there, whoever did the subtitles, a shout out from Bill Weeden for getting.
I have no idea who did it.
He did a beautiful job, whoever it was, because they're really perfect. And that's one thing that the DVD doesn't have. So that's
why. Again, we just had to deliver a product, and we had to do it quickly.
Sure. And it's a good job.
It took longer than anticipated. Like, we thought we would have the movie done and delivered to people in like a year or less, and it took a year and a half. So people were really like asking us, well, where's the movie? And it's like, well, we just had to pause production for 6 months because there's a pandemic. So, we were late delivering the movie, and so it was just kind of like slap the movie onto a DVD and off it goes. But like this time around, we can take a little bit longer to make the Blu-ray better, make it a solid release.
I'm a big fan of commentary tracks, so I would
do a commentary track. I'm there.
Yeah.
And by the way, Addison mentioned about Greg moving out to LA, and I just want to say, Greg, you look very happy and healthy lately, and it's nice to see.
Oh, thanks, Neil. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
You too, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that too. What were you saying, Annabelle? Sorry to interrupt you.
I was just saying how Bill is like a go-getter. He's just like, I'm in. I'm gonna do the things.
Bill is truly, in a way, the mastermind, I think, behind all of this. I mean, there truly would not have been a Psycho 2 even as a thought. I don't necessarily think if Bill hadn't been saying we got to make another one. I mean, I always wanted to do stuff, but I think Bill really was, the guy that really wanted to, like, just the engineer, the engine of the whole thing, and I really deeply appreciate him for doing it.
I'm very flattered. I didn't know that, but that's I'm happy it's happening.
Yeah,
like you said, you didn't have to twist my arm.
Yeah.
Well, Bill's one of the most upbeat people I've ever met. I think he's very passionate about everything he's involved in, and
Very enthusiastic.
He's very friendly and nice. And I've not seen him pissed off, as far as I know. So that's always good.
I can go there, but it takes a while.
Well, hopefully I won't see that side of Bill.
You won't see it, man. There's no way. No way you can see it. Any of these people, they're never going to see it.
Maybe a little bit with politics. I've seen Bill get a little bit.
I was gonna make a joke about that, but
oh yeah.
Don't bring up.
I'm going to be playing a politician in this movie that I'm going to be shooting in the first part of August, which is Special Needs Revolt. You may have heard of that one.
Yeah, Adrian Esposito's film. That's great. Shout out to him. Great
filmmaker. Yeah, the hero was a Down syndrome guy, and I'm a president named Donald J. Kruger, which is part Trump and part Freddie.
That's exciting.
Love it.
I'm glad this has finally come together. I know it's been a long time in the making.
Oh my God! It's been so long.
Yeah, well, you guys were assembling or trying to get the budget together when I first met you in 2019.
Right. We started working on it in 17. So it's been.
Because I was privy to like a meeting with you and Adrian and Adrian's mom.
That's right.
When
you were there,
I was there during one of the meetings because it was after the double feature of Tremasterpiece and Sergeant Kabuki Man, and we all got dinner.
Was she there then? That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because after the screening, we went down in the lobby and we ordered dinner, and you guys just started talking about the business side of movie, trying to convince him to maybe try to scale some stuff down so that you could afford the film, because it sounded like a very, very expensive movie.
I love Adrian, but he was being unrealistic because the budget was so.
It was quite a big budget. It was like what, $50,000 more, something like that.
It was undoable at that budget.
Yeah.
So it was more than that, I think, actually. But
I think it was way more actually. And maybe I'm being like.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I've forgotten because I blocked it out.
It was definitely like, I can do like $7,000 in a Kickstarter, but 50,000 or more, that's crazy.
Well, they brought it down and it's being done, so that's good.
That's good. Good for them.
Yeah. Good luck to him. God bless him. I can't wait to see it. I'm sure it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be really interesting. Yeah.
The sizzle reel was always fun, but I wasn't sure why you would need $50,000 based off that sizzle reel.
You wouldn't. I don't think you would, but
I don't know.
They saw the light, and then so I'm shooting that. I'm finished shooting that the 7th of August, and then 2 weeks later we're gonna do Psycho 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't use all your best material for Adrian. Save some of that energy for us, please.
Don't you?
Save the game for you. He's got more energy than all of us, I think.
I know, it's totally an inspiration.
And you probably know how old I am, which is like, I can't believe that. So, but whatever.
Hugs, and hey, Bill. This is actually from Todd Yeager. The name's not come up in here, but I went and looked on Facebook.
Anonymous hugs. Internet.
Todd Yeager is going to be in Psycho 8 too.
Is he?
Yeah, he's been a big fan for a couple of months now, and he's been promoting the hell out of it. In addition to just being a fan, he's been buying up the banana toys and the trading cards and the T-shirts, and he's been advertising the first movie as well. So he's earned himself a spot in the sequel for sure.
He's a total sweetheart.
Todd, Neil,
This guy.
do you know Todd, Neil?
Yeah, Todd was at our premiere in L.A.
Neil designed a little
Of course he
baby.
was.
Yeah, I made his hippie dick 8-bit shirt, which
course he
he
was.
was wearing at the premiere. Yeah.
I'm getting confused with Psycho Ape 2 and Once the Future Smash and Special.
Right,
You've had a long career, so it makes sense. You've done a lot of this stuff. So if it's not always like, oh, is it Psycho Ape or is it Smash?
All right.
You're doing a lot of stuff.
Very lucky.
Yeah,
Very
but Todd's a great guy, and he is he's really helpful for a lot of independent films. If he likes it, he's going to talk about it a lot and support it. And I appreciate that. He's good, and he's just a good guy too.
Yeah.
He's totally a good guy and very supportive. And he and I have been talking about things we can do in Psycho Ape 2.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Todd is a very imaginative man.
Ready. But no, to continue that, a big thank you to Todd, and really a big thank you to everyone who's donated so far. There's just anyone, we feel really honored and really, I'm not a religious person, but very blessed to just have all this support and stuff. And I know we really appreciate it, and we're working hard to make it as good as it can be. But
we've almost, this campaign has almost beaten the first one in a week. You know what I mean? Like, the first one, I want to say, brought in maybe 7,200 in 45 days. But because, there's a fee once you complete your campaign, we probably got 7,000 after the fact. So we're currently at the point right now of like approximately what we received for the first movie. But once we hit like 7,200, then we'll have matched what the first movie brought in. So we are damn close.
Yeah. And ideally, we'd like to double that. Look, if we were obviously hoping to hit the $10,000 mark, but if we do early, which we hopefully we will, we'll do a stretch goal up to 15, and see if we can bring it.
I've never had to do stretch goals before. I don't really, that's gonna be new for me.
Yeah, but
interesting things to include.
Really, the main expenses here for this one is just the usual of getting everybody kind of paid and fed and all that stuff. But we have a couple plane tickets we have to get. We have to, now that I'm in LA and we're really, the first movie was this sort of Michigan and New York, King Kong parody New York movie. This one will be an LA thing, but really it's like me in Kansas and a couple of, these guys aren't out in LA. So we got to get everybody out there and stuff. And so that costs a little bit, but no, we're really honored that there's been just so much support already. And gosh, 7,000. Look, it was the #1 trending film on
the that was wild
day that it won, which is just blows my mind and is incredible. And we love you guys. That's just
on Indiegogo, correct?
Yeah, sorry. I say Kickstarter.
I say it sometimes too. I say Kickstarter.
Oh, I don't even.
It's almost just like that's just like a term for all.
Yeah,
of
it's
them,
a band-aid term. It's
Exactly. Yeah, no one
more people love Kickstarter than they do Indiegogo. I don't know.
We love both. We're sorry.
Yeah, well, I've used both, but with Indiegogo, you actually, if you don't hit your goal, you still receive what you've earned, and the fee is less, which is kind of nice. I forget now how much they even take, but
I think it's like 4%. If you make it, it's a really low percentage. It's like 2.
It's low anyway. But even if you don't get it, it goes even lower.
Take like 8 or 9%. It's not even that bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but I went with Indiegogo this time because there was that chance of like, well, I don't know, I've never made $10,000 before, so I don't know. We'll take what we can get. If it's 10,000, then good. If it's less, then we'll still receive what we earn. So
yeah.
That's the difference. I gather that's one of the differences between Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Kickstarter, it's all or nothing, right?
Yes.
To be honest with you, I don't know if it's possible that Kickstarter has updated that rule.
No, I think that's still the way they operate.
Yeah, but then the Kickstarter, it's an all or nothing kind of game, and
That being said, people give your money, and I know sometimes there's people will see something doing well in the beginning, and it's like they're like, oh, it's going to be fine, they're all set, and then don't contribute. So definitely do. And even if it's like, I know so many people say, even if it's like a small amount of money,
Definitely.
it's
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit.
like I said, I've got digital downloads available for just like $15. You'll be able to stream and download the movie like forever. You don't have to buy a DVD. You don't have to like put it on your shelf or worry about it. You'll be able to watch the movie infinitely because that link ain't going nowhere. It's yours to download. It's your movie for $15. There's even like $1 thank yous, and your name will be in the movie. During the end credits, like it's there. You'll see your name forever.
Very cool. $1. That's really good.
It's $1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's awesome. Everybody throw your dollars and put your name in a movie. That's sweet.
I know someone who has taken advantage of that dollar so far.
Here was Todd. There's a little shout out for Todd from
all the way to the right.
Yeah.
Like I know someone who's contributed multiple times to that dollar tier, but under different aliases.
Oh, really?
They want to see their funny ass names in the end credits.
That's actually very smart. Actually,
and every dollar really does help. I know it sounds corny, but the other thing people might not realize is if you only have $1, throw in.
And everyone understands not everyone has an extra 20 or 30 or 50. But if you've got an extra $1 or $2, that's cool.
Well, in today's
that adds up.
The algorithm and all that stuff too. The more the more eyes, the more traffic. Even if it's $1, it really. The more people putting in, the more it helps. The more that
if you get 100 people who donate $1, there you go. There is $100. So it's all good. It all works. We're not currently number one anymore, but we could get back there if more people just throw in the dollars. Just $1.
Does everybody want to buy Bill a sandwich?
Yeah, the money goes
$5.
Yeah, the money goes towards Bill's.
Bill's eyes lit up on that one. Yeah.
Yes.
They lit for pizza.
Bill Caesar's right next
you
to
might do one of those banana tricks.
It's 50 feet away from where I'm sitting. There's a Little Caesars right just for you.
Yeah. So there you go.
I don't know. Bill's got a New York pizzas all around him.
Oh, trust me. No, Bill likes those $5 pizzas. Plenty. Trust me.
I break for Domino's. But I saw a woman. She said that she was getting the $1 thank you for her grandsons for their birthdays.
That's very nice.
Oh,
that's really nice.
Yeah, she's similar.
I throw it out there for that kind of thing. You want it's a nice birthday gift. It's a nice.
She also got $2 tiers, one for her and one for her grandson. So,
yeah. Well, shout out to Matt Skinner too, who as a lot of us know, he's donated to hundreds of campaigns and is a true supporter of all this stuff, and we love that. And he does it for his son, which is really beautiful. And his son has like 100 credits now or something. It's a really cool thing. So shout out to Matt Skinner and thanks to him because he's a supporter of all this.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
He really helped me figure out the appropriate pricing for certain things that I didn't know. He actually told me that I was underselling certain stuff, and so I bumped up.
I was going to be honest. A friend of mine told me too. Like I think that the prices might be a little low. Actually,
I know. Well, $150 for a cameo is honestly kind of cheap, and there's not. I mean, you could obviously donate however much you want, but I don't even think there is a donation amount above 500.
No.
So I mean, yeah, if
well,
someone,
I come from a couple years ago, 4 years ago, when I did the first Psycho Wave, everybody was just broke, and they didn't want to buy a Blu-ray for $30. That just wasn't their deal.
Right.
If they were going to spend any money, they were going to go for the $100 producer credit. But so we got a lot of those. That's how we got lucky the first time around. But yeah, we're in a different era now where people we're post the pandemic. People have more money than they did 3-4 years ago. I just wasn't aware of that. I didn't know that people are also willing to spend more money to support a movie. I don't know. I was out of the game for a couple of years. I had no idea what appropriate prices were.
I would like to echo Annabelle though. Give money because you can look and say, oh, they're making so much money. No, it can level off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, everybody decided today, they have enough money, then we won't cross the finish line.
Right.
And there's also the more money we make, we're gonna put it into the movie. We're gonna hire more people. We're gonna hire cool, cameos and stuff. We can't quite afford those yet, but with stretch goals and stuff, like maybe we can get those. It's kind of a wait and see deal.
Yeah.
Good point, Addison.
Yeah. And also, please like all so you'd mentioned earlier about social media, so go and like those pages. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram and Facebook. So go and like all those pages and share them out.
Yeah.
And I will work on a website too. It might be bare bones, but have a website up will be cool.
And thank you, Neil, for putting that stuff together, because it's really
welcome.
Yeah.
Did you recruit Mr. Tyler?
For the website, I will, not for the social media, but for people who don't know, Tyler's the webmaster for Without Your Head and my wrestling site in your head.
He's very talented.
Yeah,
he likes to be like, shh.
Yeah, I've known him for decades now, which sounds crazy. 20 years. One of the few people who still like me over that long a period. Usually people hate me after a while. And so he lives in England. I went there twice, and both times I was like, hey, I'm going to be out in London or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Does not care about ever meeting me, apparently, but we get along well. So, But he's a good guy, though, and he'll help with the website.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah. All right, so I was just saying, where can everyone follow everybody here? I think you probably just Google, instead of sending them to your different pages, everyone should go to the Indiegogo page and support.
Yeah, nobody cares about
the most important one right now.
Yeah. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, doesn't matter. You can find me. I'm easy to find.
And Psycho 8, the first one, for people out there who haven't seen it, I can't believe they haven't seen it, but where could they get it?
Amazon Prime. I've got DVDs on eBay.
Night Flight Plus.
Yeah, Night Flight. I always forget that one.
Also on Rewindo, which very few people subscribe to right now, but is actually one of the coolest platforms that exists.
It's got a great name.
What's it called?
Rewindo.
Rewindo.
Yeah, I can't stress that one enough because it's got some of the coolest, weirdest stuff on it that you really won't find anywhere else. Documentary Driver 23, films of Jeff Krulik, a ton of really odd VHS stuff. It's really one of the cooler ones, and I recommend more people to check it out.
I like
this.
Psycho
Abe is on that?
What's that?
And Psycho Abe is on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm going to throw it out there that I'm a good Googler, and I'm not finding Rewindo, so maybe I'm spelling
Is it rewindo.de?
Go to foundfootagefest.com and you'll find it on there.
I see it.
Guys, it's not quite findable yet.
Yeah, Found Footage Festival. Yeah, and then it's up there. Rewindo. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
$6.99 a month, $70 a year. Anyway, yeah, I like that there's a lot of these, not a lot, but there's some weird ones popping up that have like unusual stuff.
Yeah.
Like our friends at New Village Video, they have a lot of weird stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else. Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing some weird stuff here. So it's fun to seek out some stuff that you're not going to see everywhere else.
Yeah.
Rewindo.
And Rewindo is a cool name.
Yeah, it is.
Look at it up now.
Yeah. All right, so I'll be seeing you guys out in August. Maybe Annabelle will come on. We'll see.
Yeah. It would be cool, but we shall see.
Yeah. Well, I hope you can come too. And Neil, I can't wait to see you and again. And yeah, man, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, I've never and I love seeing Bill again.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah, I've never met Addison.
Not yet, no.
So, it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. And
Thanks,
we'll do this again.
Thank you.
A lot of
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Neil.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Let's see. I should have some type of thing played ready here.
You can do it. We believe in you.
All right. Are we going to come back and say anything, or is this the end of the show?
We?
Anything?
Oh, we can come back for a little check-in. Yeah.
All right. All right. Can I just play something quick then, like a 20-second clip? All right. We'll be right back then. I'm playing something very quick.
See you guys.
Hi, this is Doug Bradley, Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies, and you are listening to Without Your Head. And you better keep listening to Without Your Head, or you will not only be without your head, you will be without your soul, because I will tear it apart.
right, and we're back here once again. Yeah.
Well, you guys,
We're
you want
still
to
here.
hang out?
Were we supposed to leave? I couldn't tell.
You
I
can if
assume
you
we're
want,
supposed
or
to
you
leave.
can hang out, whatever you want to do.
Okay,
It
I'm gonna
doesn't
say
matter.
goodbye again, and I'm gonna
All
leave.
right.
All right,
All right,
goodbye
well,
again.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you, Bill. See you, Greg.
How do we leave? How do we leave?
I think you hit leave studio at the bottom.
We'll kick
I can remove you, I think.
Ready? Steven says kick from studio. You're going to get kicked. Ready? One, two.
There we go.
Oh, you kicked him before me.
Well, I hit remove. I think it's a little different than kicking.
No,
Because kick, you might not be able to come back in. I don't know.
Kick is kick and ban is ban.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we don't want to ban them. So I gotta make that's a little liner I did a couple years ago. I should do some more of them because they're fun and it would be cool to have quick stuff in between.
I think I was there for that one.
Yeah. But yeah. I made that little 20-second video of.
Oh no, it's very, very good, very nice.
Yeah. That's why it's got the older logos.
Happy Midsummer, everybody!
Yes.
Because that's where we're at right now, and yeah, it's a thing. And people enjoy it. Summertime, have your little festivals and dancing, and kind of like apparently all the midsummer film stuff is like loosely based on real people things.
Loosely based on real people things.
People falling, like elderly people going off the edge of a cliff.
Right. Yes.
I don't know how people cannot at least like that movie for the crazy shit like that. Like,
I really love that movie personally. I think it's great.
People are talking about it being pretentious and stuff. I'm like, this is a crazy movie. I don't.
Yeah, that reminds me that actually. So Troy and I went to see Mad Heidi last night. It played one night only, which is very cool. It'd be cooler if it played more often, but it played one night. And so we went to Dark. It played AMC actually. Usually these ones are Regal, but I don't think there's too many Regals anywhere. Fathom Events, and it was cool because they had trailers you don't really see a lot, and they also had trivia that was all about Switzerland, which was fun.
Oh, interesting.
And Mad Heidi is crazy. It's very, very bloody, but over the top gore where it's like a fun. Like there's heads exploding, very, very graphic, tons of blood flowing everywhere, but it was in a fun way, which is strange.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Casper Van Diem is great in it as like the evil head of the cheese factory.
Head of the cheese factory? What?
Yeah, and
what?
if you're lactose intolerant, get round up and stuck in a camp, and it's can't be selling illegal cheese. And there were little quick interviews with everybody beforehand, and the woman who plays Mad Heidi, this was her first movie, so that was pretty cool that she's in a feature. The two guys who made it seem very, very happy, and they have their awards with them. So I'm gonna see if we can get some people on from the movie because I really liked it.
I need to see the movie. I wonder if it'll be like some of these other movies that have a single show. Like we were talking, you mentioned earlier about Skinamarink and
Terrifier 2, even the
Blossom.
Yeah, because it wasn't a one show, but I think it was only originally supposed to be 2 or 3 days. The original screening of Terrifier 2.
Yeah, it was going to be short because I remember we had a tiny window to try to see it.
Even it had a drinking game for Heidi. It came up like take a shot every time they say cheese because there's a lot of cheese involved in the movie. But,
so you can drink caffeine.
Right.
It could be like caffeine for Neil, and he'd be like, ah!
So yeah, well, Troy and I did have. They have the cool soda machines there where you can get all the different like flavors. So I had a Coke, the new limited edition Coke Zero cream soda. So it's a Coke Zero mixed with cream soda, which was very good, I have to admit.
I do like cream sodas.
And the new Dartmouth Cinema, because we've been at Dartmouth Cinema before, but it's the most comfortable seats ever. You know that one in Dartmouth where the seats go back a little bit if you're in the Dolby Cinema, the one that we go to at AMC?
Yeah, that's the Braintree one, right? Where we saw, in Boston, yes.
There's the one screen with it, but they don't go back that much. This, like, you can basically lay out and just take a nap.
I don't want to take a nap in the theater.
I was a little afraid, like I was gonna fall asleep, so that's why I didn't put it all the way back.
Yeah.
A
Who's this
hanker for
person
a
that
hunk
just
of
talked about-
cheese.
Yeah, who is this person,
I
Facebook
have to
user?
look it up. Todd. I thought maybe it would be him.
Love hanger for a hunk of cheese.
Yeah. I remember those ads. So cheese. I don't know how. So Mad Heidi. So I know what I was doing. I was looking up the picture. So Mad Heidi, very fun. I recommend it for people to go see it. And so they had posters up for some new movies come out, and one was a new A24 horror movie. And so I took a picture of it so I would not forget. And now, oh, here we go. Talk to Me, and it was just like a tattooed hand. It was very creepy looking. So I didn't know anything about it from the poster except it looked cool.
Did you learn anything about it since then?
Not really.
Let's
I
see.
just now remembered.
Movie.
Talk to Me.
The
What's an
magic.
Australian film?
I see it. Talk to Me.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to watch the trailer. Okay.
When a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I just saw, I don't know if you're on
I'm into
IMDb,
this.
but there's like a still of this very creepy woman smiling like sideways.
Yes.
Pretty
Yeah.
creepy. I don't, I know the creepy smile. Maybe. Oh, that's cool. Never mind. Just watch the
played
trailer.
South
It's
by
really
Southwest.
interesting. This hand is crazy. This looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I want to see
And
the
that's
trailer.
cool. Played South by Southwest. That's where the Angry Black Girl and her monster premiered. So cool. It's also cool to see a lot of festival movies now getting theatrical releases. So that makes me happy. So hey, it looks cool.
It does look cool. I'm digging it. What else is going on in the horror world?
So next week we got some cool guests. We're gonna have the filmmakers from Death Metal, and what's really cool how this came about. Joe Diablo did a great audio review, and the filmmaker liked it, and some of the cast members. And so anyway, it came about. It's like, hey, why don't you come on the show? So they're gonna come on the show next week.
Sweet, that's great. One of these days, Joe's got to come on the show. He's a chatter. Joe is more of a chatter than us. He is.
Yeah.
You met
His voice is great. I love these audio reviews. I'm a huge fan. I have another one I have to do the video for, but I believe there's 3 up right now, and the 4th one will be up this week.
They are wonderful. I haven't seen all of them yet, but what I have seen, it's so cool because Joe does have a very distinct voice. He's very knowledgeable. He's a great reviewer, like for the content of the actual review. And Neil does these wonderful the visual part for the video, and it's just like they're really
Joe said they look like I forget the guy who made the baseball documentary. I guess he does a lot of the slow zooms and stuff. But I was trying to make him a little different than other things I do, which have the I forget different I forget what you call them. But anyway, these have like some slow zooms. Yeah, right, transitions. Because a lot of these movies, they'll send us like some stills, and so it's not like I have a ton of stuff to work with. But I thought, oh, maybe this will be an interesting way to use them and have them move a little bit.
They look very professional. They just are all around seem quite professional.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't just put these up with a still picture because the audio's like very well done and the score is great. So I thought it needed the whole package, and I'm happy how they come out.
Yeah, they're great. So nice job, guys.
You told them to do it, and you started beating them.
Well, almost.
Yeah.
You just have to be sometimes just give it a little gentle encouragement and pump someone up and be like, you can do it. And then they do it, and it's nice for everyone.
And we'll also have Alice Mayo McKay on the show. And she's a trans filmmaker. And her first movie, So Vam, played at Salem Horror Fest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she made that when she's only 17.
That's
amazing.
Pretty
impressive. And it won.
I really want to see it. I love the poster art.
Yeah, it's very colorful and cool.
That's I love the look.
And that's on Shudder. So
nice. Okay. Excellent.
And then her new film is out now. Well, it's not out now. It's coming out in I think in July, but we'll be talking about both movies. Bad Girl Boogie.
Bad Girl Boogie.
So it's I believe it's actually a slasher film.
Ah.
So
it's Sovam. I don't know if you said it. I did not. Sovam, which I'm going to put in. Well,
even the description on IMDb: after being kidnapped by a predatory old vampire, Kurt becomes part of a gang of rebellious vampires who feed on bigots and abusers.
Nice.
That sounds very good. Sounds up our alley. Oh, actually, Bill Moseley's in Bad Girl Boogie. Halloween blood is shed by the wearer of a parasitic mask, cursed with black magic and bigotry. Angel's friend is killed by person wearing the same mask. They must overcome their struggles, fight, fear, find the killer before he slaughters everyone. Interesting.
And what is this one called again? Boogie.
Bad Girl Boogie.
Is Bad Girl one word?
No, 2 words.
Boogie like Boogie or Gey?
Yes. Yeah, Boogie.
And where can people find that?
It's not out yet. It'll be on video on demand in July.
Okay.
But we'll be talking about the movie next week in preparation for the premiere of it.
Very, very good.
So
the other one, it looks great.
Yeah. Both of them are cool posters. Okay. I see a running theme of bigotry, so I don't know. These are very interesting.
Yeah, I'm very cool with horror movies taking that on. It's exciting because horror movies are, I think, for many of us, a place where we can watch violence, and it's good to watch as like a cathartic experience. So if you have that against people you actually don't like, I think that could be a really nice experience.
Agreed.
I don't know if it's a healthy experience, but I'll take it.
Multiple time guest on the show, and one of the stars of the Once and Future Smash, VC Dupree, who was at the premiere. Very cool guy. I couldn't believe it, but he's selling his severed head from Jason Takes Manhattan.
Wow.
So if anyone wants to buy it for me, I will display it here.
I thought you were going to say, if anyone wants to buy it, you can go here to get it.
Right. Well, you can
for
do
yourself,
that too.
not for Neil.
Well, you can, if you want to keep it, but it could be sitting here on display for all eternity. But it's at this website is propstoreauction.com.
Oh, we were just recently seeing something about Prop Store Auction. They were doing all kinds of stuff.
Oh, that was the one that was doing the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
And currently, it's currently only at $1,000. That's one of a. It's people don't know the scene. Jason Voorhees, played by Kane Hodder. They're on top of a building in Manhattan. It's the most famous scene in the film, and they're boxing. And Jason literally punches the man's head, VC Dupree's head off. It flies out the building, rolls down, and falls in a dumpster.
Wow.
It's amazing. And the head is also in the Once and Future Smash.
And it's very funny.
It is.
Once and Future Smash. I wonder if who else they're going to pull in from the LA area to be involved in Psycho 8 too.
Maybe a producer is working on this. Who knows?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Someone who knows some folks.
Maybe they'll some people.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. How long is the filming time going to be for Psycho Wave? Do you have it set up yet?
I believe it's 5 days.
Oh.
So not like, incredibly long, but
No, but that's possibly a doable Annabelle travel time. Maybe it's in the air. There's a lot of moving parts with Annabelle's life at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Psycho Ape was so funny. I saw it at one of the was it at a Severed Limbs?
Yeah.
Yes. I know you've got the short one and the feature one.
It was kind of the not Severed Limbs.
Bloody Stumps.
Bloody Stumps. It was why I actually did Bloody Stumps, because he Addison was talking at the time. He couldn't get in too many festivals, and later on it did. And I thought, well, maybe I could do a feature, because I was doing Severed Limbs, and I thought, well, maybe we can do the feature version of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then the idea was kind of to build it around that, and really was that and Ninja Badass were the two movies I thought.
That was so great. Brian's awesome. Yeah,
I still thought about doing another Bloody Stumps, but I don't know. I might stick with the Severed Limbs. We'll see.
You got a lot going on.
Yeah. I'm thinking it did Severed Limbs should be like in July, but I think we're actually just going to skip and do a big Severed Limbs in October around Halloween.
Sounds like a plan, especially with you going out to LA and you're a busy man.
Yeah, I want to. I don't want to. Sometimes I think of a lot of cool things, and that's awesome, but then it's just too hard to pull off everything at once.
Yeah. Yes, you don't want to burn yourself out.
Exactly. By the way, just launched today. Not to burn myself out. You can. I am now on Patreon. So,
which is good.
Not Patreon, Cameo.
That's even better because you have to do less.
All right, so Cameo for the low price of $13, you can get a cameo from Nasty Neil or Jackie Jones if you're or Backwoods Bob.
Oh my lord! What?
Right.
So what's your? I'm not going to be able to find you doing this. What are your links? Is it one link?
I believe it's the link is Nasty Neil on Cameo.
I'll look it up.
Cameo, I'll grab it here. Yeah, cameo.com/Nasty Neil.
If I was to open that, can you screen share it? Your opening page? Yeah. See it.
Hold on, give me 1 second. So far, no one's booked me, but literally, I just posted it earlier today. So
you're probably already like, no one likes me.
Well, I kind of assume that anyway. But if you sign up right now, you get 15% off. There's also a thing where you can book me to like do your promote your business. And they suggested that at $108, and I was like, I'm not. So if you want me for it's $30. I'm like, I'm just gonna put as low as you can.
So they'll just be like, "Hi, audience. This is this brand thing. This is like Annie Bell's new beef jerky."
Exactly.
Do you have to believe? What if you don't believe in the product and they pay you?
Oh, this is showing the wrong thing here. No? That's just showing Facebook.
Yeah.
I think I would assume I have the option to say no.
I would hope so. Let me see here.
There we go.
Oh,
Nasty Neil Jones of the Station of Decapitation Without Your Head, the internet icon Jackie Jones of In Your Head Wrestling Podcast, or Backwoods Bob of the cult classic End Zone 2. So whatever you prefer, just let me know.
Pretty sweet. What's your price?
$13.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, it's cheap.
You guys
it suggested a lot more. I was like,
wishes, because it's not just to the person that buys it. It's like you can give it as a gift.
Right. Your birthday, get well wished, just something fun, whatever you want it. Be
Private
creative.
messages for the people that want Tiny Dancer Neil Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Private
there's
dancer,
no
not Tiny
nudity.
Tiny.
You gotta go to my OnlyFans for that. But yeah, it'll be a fun time. Hopefully.
I think it will be. I think it would be cool. It's an extra $13 here and there. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna do it, but
it suggested more, but I was just like,
yeah, it's an extra $13. So
I do want a Patreon. We're gonna launch that without your Patreon, and there will be dinner and a movie-o on there, which it'll be as not cameo, a dinner and a movie-o if you would like a message from Annabelle and I together. And those
it would be fun.
Yeah, it'll be like this one I have to do it like within 24 hours, but the dinner and movie-o will be like within a month because we're not always together.
Dinner and a movie-o. Now, will that dinner and a movie-o, it will be not part of reviews. It would be just us doing a single.
Right. So while we're reviewing, we can record this extra thing of us. There'll be other stuff. If you just want shout-outs on the live show, I got to work out all the tiers, but that'll be like an inexpensive thing. But the dinner and a movie-o, that'll be if you want a personalized video.
Pretty sweet.
We'll figure this all out.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. And, it costs a lot to run all this stuff, but it looks much cooler now. So it'll be fun.
Maybe I need to have my own cameo so I can pay for my dinner.
Yeah. Well, yeah, all the money from dinner and a movie-o can go to dinner-ios. Yeah. The money from dinner and a movie-o, the dinner and a movie-o part, that money will go towards the dinner-io.
The dinner-io for both of us, or the dinner-io for Neil Jones?
No, when we're out at doing the filming the dinner and movie.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope.
For the dinner and a movie part. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up on the show. I think I've already booked some guests for July.
Wow. Hey, what's happening with Mr. Ritzy?
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's really busy. So this is my thought process.
Yes.
For whenever he can do it, if it happens not to be in June, we are still going to match his interview up with Timothy Fife's music for that show.
Because that was,
right.
The audience.
Because we really only have one more weekend, and he might be too busy. Yeah. I know he told me he's working on a movie, score.
Oh, wow,
stuff,
okay.
So,
well, good for him. Yeah. And I'm sure Mr. Timothy Fife, lovely guy, we will make it work. I love it.
Yes.
AJ is asking about Prime Evils from Full Moon.
Oh, interesting. I do want to say Tuesday, you can, for people out there, a very rare, I think it's the only time we agree to do this, End Zone 2 and Once in Future Smash will be playing at the Chattanooga Film Festival virtually. It's the only time. All the other ones you have to do in person, but you have to buy a whole ticket to the event, which I believe it's like $200. So you have to buy the whole thing.
So if you were already going, then it would be like a bonus.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to pay $200 to watch it, I mean, that's cool. But
yeah, but it doesn't go to you guys.
No, it doesn't.
Know that. Sorry, but don't.
Yeah, actually, last time Charles Ben was on the show, he had talked about this Prime Evils because it was a movie where his one of his buddies was making for like a long time, and then he died.
Oh, wow.
And he's finishing it. So I had not heard anything recent about this. This was either maybe last year, maybe even the year before. It wasn't. I mean, I think it was last year.
All right, this is not the one that I'm seeing. Oh, it is the one I'm seeing. So there's some really, really cool, very I'm thinking of the wrong Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah, very much. Yes.
They're awesome. I love it. My God. Super sweet.
Oh, he
I
said it's actually
definitely want to
finished.
see this. It's way cool.
Yeah, it's
Done.
amazing.
He's like, this thing is good to go. Oh, it's awesome. It's like my childhood. All these crazy little dudes and everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
this was a real labor of love because the guy was for like decades was making it and never could finish it. And Charles Band decided he's going to finish it. So
that's amazing. That's awesome. Look at it. Oh,
David Allen. Yep.
that's amazing.
Man, this is very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Limited edition. Wow. Well, we'll try to get Charles Band back on to talk about this here.
Yeah, it looks super cool. And what a different thing for him to be making. It's like a little vacation from the madness of Full Moon. Because Full Moon, I mean, do they ever make something that's not just crazy?
Maybe more back in the 80s. I mean, they did like some of the Poe movies back in the 80s.
Oh yeah, I think I remember being involved in some interview and he was talking about like a castle and there was
he used to I know why. So he put out his autobiography. I think it was last year when I interviewed him about this, and a lot of Primeval was in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about wanting to finish it. And but in his I really recommend his autobiography. He's lived quite a life, and at one point in time he was making good money, and he bought a castle to live in, and then they actually filmed a lot of their movies there,
Mm-hmm.
and then things changed, and things sadly went down for him, and he's very open about this, and had to sell all his castle and things, but he's doing pretty good now, I think. I mean, I don't think he's buying castles anymore, but
But he had one, and not many of us can say, once upon a time, I owned and I assume he lived in a castle.
Yeah.
A legit castle.
Mm-hmm.
Not a sand castle,
No.
a real castle.
Yeah, he went from owning castle stuff, and then he plummeted one time and talked about how embarrassing it was. He was at a convention. I got a spider crawling on my hat, and they came in and arrested him for owing money.
Wow.
So it was like
wow,
rise and fall.
But now he's climbing.
Yeah, no, he's doing good. But I like him. There's three interviews with him on the podcast, and they're over. One's like real early in Without Your Head, then one with Annabelle, and then one recent. And I think maybe the first one he's like you could tell he's very depressed. And it was probably during that time. And then the second one he's more upbeat. And it's just interesting. It would probably be interesting to listen to them all together,
And and notice the changes.
The changes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like him. I think he's an interesting guy and has been part of a lot of cool stuff. I remember as a kid when I would rent VHS tapes, and if I saw Full Moon Madness, I'd get excited because like, oh, this is gonna be cool. There was some. I loved the. I'll be honest, some of the later ones not so much, but I love the original. The puppet movies.
Puppet Master.
Puppet Master. Yeah,
it's
I love
great.
Puppet Master. Yeah. Puppet Master and Subspecies.
Yeah, Fabio Frizzi did the scoring for the Littlest Reich.
Yes.
Puppet Master, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The movie was really crazy, but the scoring was beautiful.
Yeah, and speaking of this, is so whack. So Troy and I were at this very cool toy store in Dartmouth Mall, and they had evil. No, it wasn't Puppet Master. It was Evil Dolls. Lunchbox. I was like, what the hell? An Evil Dolls lunchbox? This is crazy. I almost bought a lot of things there to put up. But
Evil Dolls, like the
It's another movie that he made.
Oh, I love that movie. That movie's awesome.
But I did not expect to see that on a lunchbox.
It's pretty cool.
Demonic
Toys. Yeah, it's great.
Demonic Toys.
Really like
Demonic Toys lunchbox. I was like, what the hell?
It's awesome.
They had Demonic Toys. They had I almost bought that. I almost bought they had lots of lunch boxes, very cool. And then they had some of these that I like, the tiki mugs. They had a that's not necessarily horror, but they had Merman from He-Man. I was like, this is pretty sweet. But anyway, if you're ever at the Dartmouth Mall, an amazing toy store there.
Last week I couldn't share this because I was in no fit state to be on camera. But
oh wow, I love it.
Yeah, you and Larry were getting into your around you characters. So thinking about toys and the evil toys, this was very cool. I think this ended up in a Without Your Head Christmas bunch.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that back this year. COVID really put a kibosh on stuff for a while, but I want to bring back Secret Satan and also Halloween contest.
Yay! Those are very fun things.
They are very fun. And especially now that Annabelle's back, it'll be it's not the same doing Halloween contest without her.
That was very fun. So anybody that's out there paying attention, just get prepped for this. So the Halloween thing is we used to do costumes and pumpkins or curved things. Wasn't always like, what did you do one year? You did like
the first time I ever ate radishes.
Classic.
Yes.
Classic. And so it's like, it's not like the pumpkins or whatever you carve is not about like your artistic skill. Like one year we had someone submit, it was like a professional pumpkin carver, that's not the point. Like that's not the purpose of any Without Your Head thing. So yeah, it's just about like the creativity and, getting the real feel of someone really loving what they're doing and that kind of thing. The same thing with the costumes. Like everybody loves the stuff they do, but there's more to it than just, wow, this is just the most amazingly technically professional looking thing ever. So anyways, those two things, it's for fun. I don't remember what the hell we used to give people. Like some
I think I'll start looking around. I think it'll be fun to see if there's any independent filmmakers, former guests who would like to donate cool stuff. It could be autographs, could be stuff from their movies if they would like to. And we'll plug them all over the website and everything and put together some little prize packages. That'd be fun.
AJ. Oh, Pepe.
Pepe.
Yes. And it was awesome. It's so good. Yeah. Dolls. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Jeez.
Dolls is a good movie.
Dolls is so great. Dolls might be, I don't know. I'm confusing them. Dolls is awesome. And maybe the other one is awesome, but Dolls is the one I'm thinking of because of the porcelain doll and the elderly couple. That's the one I was thinking we were talking about. But Demonic Toys versus Puppet Master, I have not seen and sounds great. Corey Feldman, I don't know about you folks, but anytime I've really ever heard about him, it's like he's just this crazy jerk.
Yeah,
I think he is like mentally unwell, and that surely propels him being a jerk. But I can watch movies with him, especially if it's from the 80s, and yeah. But what are you up to, Neil Jones?
I'm trying to find a picture of this merman tiki. Oh, here we go.
Are you Nasty Neil on Cameo or?
Yes.
Okay, so no Neil Jones.
No.
I don't know. Nasty Neil.
Look at that.
You're not showing up on my.
Wasn't that sweet?
Oh, that's cool. That's very Cthulhu-like.
Yes.
It is. It's pretty sweet. So who makes that? The same people that make the other ones, or is it someone else?
I actually noticed now. I probably should have bought it. It was actually much cheaper at the toy store than it is on Amazon. That's very bizarre.
You gotta go back. Yeah. Can you get it direct from the website? It's really
no. It's more money on there than Geeky Tiki's makes it. They also had Dracula and The Bride of Frankenstein, and both those were very cool. But that merman was pretty awesome.
Yes. Dang, they got a lot of stuff over at Geeky Tiki's.
Yeah,
They
I
must
don't
be
know who
doing
makes
real
these.
well because they've got Disney things, so they've got to be licensed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a very successful business.
Yes.
Very cool, very cool.
I showed the last week with I showed the Wolfman one, but these are very cute. I started collecting these. I forget the name of them, but they're like little mini monster guys.
Like oh yeah, it's
cute.
like a caricature, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The this one is because they actually got the license from the Bela Lugosi estate to make him like very much.
Oh, very
Bela
definitely. It's not just Dracula.
Yeah.
It's Bela Lugosi's Dracula. Cool.
I believe they're by a Creepy Company or no Retro Go Go. They're very cute though. I like them. I have one that's not up here because it's Krampus, and I thought he'll only come up during the winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the chess sets would be awesome. Says Pepe.
Yeah, that would be sweet. I'm a big chess fan. I used to collect chess sets, but it takes up too much space. I made a chess board in
like shop.
Yeah.
Nice.
In woodworking. And then they wanted me to. The guy wanted me to stay after school and make the pieces because how our thing was set up. It was weird because it was set up into thirds, even though your class is set up, into quarters. But
yeah.
Anyway, so 1/3 was art, 1/3 was shop, and 1/3 was home ec. And so,
good night, Adrian.
Good night, Adrian. So it was it was 7th, 8th grade, junior high. So the first year was woodworking, and for home ec it was cooking, and art was, I think he did stuff in the kiln. And then the second year it was metalworking and
nice.
Sewing.
I want to go to this school.
Yeah, and then so they wanted me to, which I regret now, to stay after class after I made the chessboard and actually make the pieces to do in the kiln. And I didn't want to stay after class and do all this, like stay after school for a long time and do all these. But now I was like, man, I should have done that. That'd been pretty sweet.
You can make little clay guys now and have
That's
them
true.
either bake them in the oven.
That's true.
Because if you use Sculpey, they don't harden until you bake them. Be sweet. Then you can make molds of them and sell them.
Well, there we go.
Without your head.
Yeah.
Could be like your little, could be like your 8-bit dudes.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yes, yeah. And put them in chess pieces. So you design your little 8-bit guy in multiple dimensions. And then you could probably even, like, you could have Mr. Danny Mendez do prints. Yeah, I just think
chess.
Great. Yeah.
I'm glad people dig the 8-bit pieces. So,
they're awesome.
8-bit guys. There's a really cool Psycho Ape one. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to sell it or not, but maybe down the road we'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't want to take away from the crowdfunding. All right. See you, Adrian. All right. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming up. I forget who the three. I know there's. We get the band next month.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we won't get too ahead of ourselves, but we've got a lot of guests coming up, which is very fun.
What's the upcoming horror films? Just like in the world.
So I saw The Blackening this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be mean, but that movie sucked.
Good to know. I mean, if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. What can you do? You have opinions. You're a person. I think
comedy.
You should have your opinions.
Mad Heidi, if you can get out there and see it. Oh, I'll be honest. It's really not a horror movie, but I saw Sanctuary. That was a very good movie. It's not horror though, so that's not really worth bringing up. Let's see here. I don't think what's coming out this. I don't think it's a horror movie coming out this week.
Let's see, every horror movie.
It's something was coming out this week though. Oh, Asteroid City, but no, that's not.
It's been quite the horror year so far. I can't even.
Indiana Jones comes out next week. Not horror, but I'm interested. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'd
be
like
let
to
down.
see it.
Yeah,
I
I
would.
want to see it.
Oh, Boogeyman.
Oh, I know. I don't think you're into these movies, but I like the Insidious movies. The final Insidious, The Red Door is coming out.
I'll watch it.
That comes out July 7th. What the hell is this? Oh, it's not horror. It's not Ruby Gillman, the Teenage Kraken.
Cool.
That's an animated film. The name's amazing.
That sounds awesome.
I gotta look this up. Ruby Gillman. Sometimes a hero you are meant to be lies just beneath the surface. So this is a very, very long thing. But it's made by DreamWorks.
Nice.
Looks pretty cool. So yeah, people out there, let us know the cool horror stuff that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
The Room.
And maybe you
I
can
don't understand the fascination with
dinner
the
and a
Room.
movie.
A movie called Cobweb. That looks kind of creepy. Comes out July 21st.
We got to get this list so I can see my times and whatnot and figure out when we can dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
Do you have any outstanding dinner and movies right now?
Yeah, I got one. I really just need to finish it. I'll have it up soon. But no recent ones. No, all the recent ones are up. Haunted Mansion. That does look fun. I'll be honest. I really like the live version of dinner movies. Hope people like them.
Yeah.
Oh, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. That doesn't come out till August, but that looks awesome.
Great.
The Meg 2 does not look good. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Not that this is horror at all, but I don't understand people so excited about that Barbie movie. I think it looks god awful.
I don't know.
But
I have a more normal world friend who thinks it just looks, and she's not normal, but she just thinks it looks so great and uplifting, and I'm just like, I think she actually saw it and felt it was great and uplifting and about reality, and I ain't giving it that chance. Maybe it can be like the Smurfs and we could see it.
Maybe we'll just wear all pink.
Maybe I'd have to buy pink, but
I have some pink.
I mean, no, I have a
no, I don't anymore. I used to actually have a lot of not a lot, but I had a really bright pink like button shirt, but it's way too big for me. I wanted that hat. I don't know where it is. The pink hat with the fur on it. I wore it to.
Yes.
I don't know. It's got to be somewhere. I wore it to
the Christmas event.
Yeah, the Slut Cracker.
Yeah, that was the one.
Evil Dead Rise comes out on DVD and Blu-ray the 27th. That's very cool. I know Todd will probably get it because he's a physical release man.
Yeah.
The trailer for Ruby the Teenage Kraken is hilarious.
That's exciting. I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Kraven the Hunter. Oh yeah, so that's weird. They made a Kraven the Hunter movie. Spider-Man villain.
Yeah. Is he a villain, or is he more of like an anti-hero?
I mean, when I read the comics, he was a straight up villain, but maybe he does later on become more. I'm not sure.
I cannot recall.
There is a really famous story arc with him. Is what is it called? The Last Hunt or something, where he hunts Spider-Man. Anyway, it's really cool. I don't know. I don't think Spider-Man's even in the movie, but I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think the guy looks good who's playing Hunt Craven.
Well, we gotta wind
I saw
it
a really
down.
wild Indian movie last week. That was fun. I saw an awesome Indian movie last week.
Yes. Do you know what the title is?
I can find it quick. Anyway, anyone out there? Here we go. Adi Parush.
This is the one that was about like mythology, right?
Yeah, it's about
So cool.
So it was like a sword and sorcery movie. It had 8 people. It had like not really 8 people. They went to like a village of apes, and they had like talking bear people, and they had like this guy with multiple heads. And lots of stuff going on.
Did they have the elephant guy?
No, I don't believe so. Lots of very visually cool. I'm a big fan. When I started going to these Bollywood movies, I really like them. I did see a horror one a couple years ago when I first started, because for a while I would just go to see all of them when they came out, because I do enjoy them. And one was a horror movie, which was interesting. Well, like, I guess people technically say a thriller, but it was like a serial killer movie. And even in that one, it still had the like the montage video. All of them have this with like the guy and the girl, and they all break out into song and dance.
Cinematic,
like
Matrix looking stuff.
No, like it'll show like, like a music video and like of like reminiscing of all these moments of them together, the montage. Yeah. So I don't know. They're very fun. They're like old Hollywood movies with the dance numbers and like cast of 1,000 extras. So that's like old school. But then it'll have like really a lot of effects and stuff. It's a very weird mix of genres.
I haven't seen one, not in the theater anyways yet. Yeah, Bollywood.
Mondo Macabre. I bet this is Todd. Get Mondo Macabro's Bollywood horror black set.
It's definitely Todd. I have no question. I'm happy Todd is here.
Yeah.
How does Todd get on so we see his wonderful face and actual name?
I'm not really positive. I know there's a way to do it, but I'm not sure, because I think mine actually shows it now. I think you have to give it permission somehow.
Oh.
There's a Bollywood version of Lucio Fulci's The Psychic.
Really?
It's 100 Days. Interesting.
Oh.
I wonder if we could ever get any Bollywood actors. I'm sure a lot of them speak English. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's something I need to... None are more surprised.
He has a webcam. So probably not tonight, because I think we'll be wrapping up soon. But we will make that happen in the future. We'll send you a link. We're gonna start doing that anyway. It'd be fun to take video calls in, and it'll be a different link each week. But we will hook you up, Todd. That'd be very fun.
It's my bedtime. Past my bedtime. I have my day job. I have to be quite aware and alert for.
All right.
It's very demanding of my
I had my dentist appointment yesterday, and I was very shocked. My dentist started asking me about my movie, because you remembered I talked about it last time I was there. So it was
Is she the one that asked about my name?
No, it's a different new dentist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Different person.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That was somebody else back. The new one's very nice, though. It's very cool.
I'm happy about your dentist.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, we're going to make a next appointment. What are you doing April, 2nd? Like, it's 3 p.m. It's like, what the hell do I know what I'm doing in April 2024?
You look at your phone, and then your little calendar, like an adult, Neil.
Oh, that's almost a year away.
You better book it.
So I was like, yeah, I guess it's fine. I don't know. All right. I think I actually have another appointment in August, which I might have to actually...
Neil, I gotta go to bed. You know what
I'm pulling up the video. I'm trying to find the credit. I actually played it to begin with by mistake. But here we go. Playing this out. Music of the month, Timothy Fife.
Good night, Pepe. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you soon.